Alamoana, my fellow exiles. It has been a bit of time. Wow, the last time we all spoke live, I think was maybe 10 days ago. It was the start of PoE 3.27. I had a trip already planned to the water park. That went really well. My kids loved it. Nobody got sick, had a blast. And then, man, life, work, everything has just been swallowing me up. I've been playing in the wee hours of the morning or really late at night. I've really been enjoying this Path of Exile 1 League. I thought I was going to be done after 3.26, but it gripped me in 3.27. I've realized that Path of Exile 1 is my brain off game. I can play this game, blast some music, not really think about anything, and just go. I have a goal in mind, and I can just play. I'm not really grinding. I'm not blasting. I'm not sweating. I'm enjoying myself. I think a lot of juicers have been kind of mad this league, but I've been having a blast as a casual. And then, here I am. Just like, what, 2 weeks into the Path of Exile 1 League? And what does grinding your games do?
Oh, by the way, just confirming, we are launching the next Path of Exile 2 League in early December.
Which is 3 weeks away. So here I am. Full-time job, family, wife, gotta work out, gotta gain like 10 pounds, guys. I gotta lose that weight again. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, I weighed myself today. What's going on? Anyway, and now there's another Path of Exile 2 League coming. And if you haven't noticed, I don't really put out Path of Exile 1 videos, Path of Exile 1 streams. Like, I don't know. I just don't feel confident in showing you guys my Path of Exile 1 stuff. I feel like I'm kind of a crap player, crap knowledge. But with Path of Exile 2, that is my domain. I understand that game. Maybe I feign being a fool, but I really understand how the pieces come together. I know what's going on with it. I know what the developers want to do. I know what's in the game. I know what's coming to the game. I don't feel that with Path of Exile 1. So here we are. I've been yapping for, 2 minutes already, and I haven't even told you what we're doing tonight. So how about I lay it all down for people watching the VOD and all you in the live chat. I already see there's a lot of you in the live chat. Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you're having a good time. Good night. Okay, so, by the way, if you're watching the VOD, remember, on YouTube, you better leave a comment. You better like the VOD, guys, because I think the
VOD of the stream hurts my videos, okay? So,
got to make sure you like that VOD and you spread it to more people in the algorithm because it's hurting my channel, guys. There's a reason why Darth Microtransaction doesn't do it. He's a smart cookie. Anyway, what are we doing tonight? Well, first, we're yapping about what people expect to be in 0.4 because, oh my goodness, I started putting some feelers out there, right, on Twitter, on YouTube. I released that video after GGG pushed me over the edge, and I thought, all right, time to let everybody know that I haven't died somewhere in the woods and not emerged. I'm still alive. And people's expectations for 0.4. Oh my gosh. Everybody's going wild. So we're going to talk about that. And then I'm co-streaming. I'm the guest on a podcast, the Path to Exile podcast, which is my rival Mobalytics podcast, hosted by KallTorak, MisoxShiru, and Dead Rabbit. Dead Rabbit is away in Sweden, so I am stepping in. So we're going to do that. And then at the end, after a bunch of Path of Exile 2 talk, maybe some Path of Exile 1 talk sprinkled in there, some bro talk, some yapping, we might play some Path of Exile 1, though I can't promise you. We'll see how late we go with the Path to Exile. Okay, everybody. I've been ignoring the live chat long enough. What is going on? Oh my goodness gracious. Hey, Green Willow. Hey, Duberization. It has been a bit. True. Hey, Phil Ganon. What's going on? Mic working? Yeah, my mic is definitely working. Hey, Vladis. What's happening? Hey, Gardisto. Thank you for the 21 months. Holy crap, Gardisto. Jeez, man. Appreciate you, bro. I'm only halfway through challenges. GGG. Slow down. I am at 16 challenges, I believe, but I'm on the verge of completing a bunch of other challenges. I'm like right there. Also, I got to make sure I'm streaming in the Path of Exile 2 category. I am, even though I could be farming drops in the Path of Exile 1 category. I got to be real. We're in the Path of Exile 2 category for Twitch. I'm sure you already have the drops if you want the drops in Path of Exile 1 League anyway. Gosh, the first week drops, so cool. The Treasurer, oh my gosh, did you guys notice that the Treasurer does the Jonathan thing? Where if the Treasurer is in your hideout and you walk past him, he has glasses and he pushes up his glasses like this. Just like Jonathan, the Jonathan meme. How cool is that? My ad is about to start. Snooze the ad. Twitch, it just started, man. Oh my gosh. Hey, Hekatomba, what's going on? Campaign skippers are still here, of course. Hey, Laxor, what's going on, dude? Hey, Nogasa. Hey, Nick Stan. Hey, Bloodspore. What's happening, dude? Peewee 1 is tiring for me. You like Peewee 2 better? Okay. All right. So, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I think I also like Peewee 2 better. Okay? Actually, I know I do. But, here's how I feel Path of Exile 1 for me is right now. It's like a cup of hot chocolate on a freezing winter's day. Okay? All right? It's warm and it's nostalgic and you just turn your mind off and you let the chocolate just wash through your mouth, down your throat. Just, You're not even thinking. You work all day long. Your kids are going wild. You have all this drama happening in your real life. And you just go in and you kill some monsters and you're not really thinking about it. And there's just so many different things coming at you. So many different things to do. All these bosses to fight. All these different maps to complete. You got these challenges you're doing. And somehow, you're not thinking about any of it. I think that's a massive win by grinding your games. It's so comfortable if you accept that's how you play the game. When I played Path of Exile 1 last league, here I've diagnosed my problem. Content brain. Okay? Have you noticed how I haven't put out really any videos on Path of Exile 1? I would stream it. I've just been very busy. I literally wouldn't be able to start the streams until 11 p.m. at night, and I don't know how long I can go. Some nights I go pretty late. But when I played Path of Exile 1 last league, I was thinking, how can I turn this into content? How can I make YouTube videos out of it? How can I make shorts out of it? Oh, how can I engage the community and talk about it? And it doesn't come naturally to me with that game. Like I feel like it does with Path of Exile 2. Like I could yap about that for a long time. There's just so many things to talk about. Like I said at the front, I feel like I understand that game better and there's more to discuss with that game. For me, with Path of Exile 1, I think it might just be a game I just enjoy myself, right? Somebody was trying to own me on Twitter. They're like, yeah, I thought you were gone from Path of Exile 1 forever. Good riddance. And I'm like, and I hadn't posted any videos about it. They're like, where's your videos, huh? You're actually playing PoE 1? Okay, where's the videos? And I was just thinking, I don't need to make videos on it. I'm just enjoying it as a player. For as much as people like to say I'm not a PoE veteran, my challenge totems would beg to differ. Okay, guys? If you must make a second channel for the VOD, that might be a good idea. That might be. You're right. I might need to do that. What's going on, the Anisol? Throwing Axe Druid. Man, there are so many PoE content creators, but I've never seen any of them get as much hate as Try gets, like in just random places of the PoE Discord and Reddit. Out of nowhere when people link his videos. I mean, it's actually true. I don't want to stroke myself, but oh my gosh, as someone who just consumes content, I'm on Reddit, I'm in the PoE Discord. I swear, when my name gets mentioned, people just go at each other. I don't know why I'm so divisive. People, okay, I kind of do. People think that they just don't believe I'm a real person, okay? Which, okay, maybe you can have that. I have so much just chill stream on this channel, and I feel like I've proven I'm real. I don't know. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. Am I not a real person? Hey Doom, what's happening? I know, bearded try. Yep. Thanks, the bathroom commander. Try tell GGG to make Chayula Monk good. Void Wave, I told Jonathan that it was crap before 0.3. And they tried to make it better. As we saw live, I tried Chayula Monk, and I just couldn't do it. I had to swap to Invoker. It does not feel good. Anyway. Okay. All right. Clap your hands if I'm real. Look at. I'm clapping them like that. And definitely not, no, not an AI streamer. Sorry. I should have clarified. They think my whole personality is fake. They think, wow, that guy, the way he acts, he's energetic, he's excitable, he's happy, he's nice. He's nice to people. He must be a real arse behind the scenes. I see people speculating like this about me. And, you know, some content creators have also said this. I don't know where they get that. I honestly don't. Whatever. Okay. Am I happy today? I am happy today. Okay. I know they love to troll. I know. Like I've talked ad nauseum. I used to be so weak, so thin-skinned, so weak. Oh my gosh. I would read these comments and I would get not depressed. I would get sad. I would get dejected. That has faded. Earlier this year, that was me. Now, okay, throw the criticism my way, throw the slop my way. It's totally fine. That's a part of the game. I get it. You know, the bigger I get, the more haters I'm gonna get. That's just the way it is. Okay? Hey, Aaron, what's happening, man? Okay. I respect you for representing a side of the community that everyone wants to shut up. Campaign skip. I'm not a campaign skipper, bro, but I will rep you, okay? I'll rep you. I don't want to shut you down like a lot of people in the comments of my YouTube videos. I disagree with you, but I will... What's the saying, guys? I disagree with you, but I will die for your right to disagree with me. Something along those lines. I don't know. By the way, guys, if I sound insane tonight, I am working on 1 hour of sleep. And no, it's not because my children didn't sleep. Actually, last night was the best my children slept in the past 2 weeks. And you know what? I had a ridiculous headache. I get off after playing too much Path of Exile 1. Okay, only 2 hours of Path of Exile 1 last night, okay? I get off. I go lay down. I'm crunched by my 2 kids. I've got my wife, my 1-year-old, me, my 3-year-old. And then I just get a pounding migraine after my run last night. I went on like a 2-mile or 2.5 mile run, get home, pounding migraine. Oh, it was throbbing. I could not sleep. Did not fall asleep until 5 a.m. Woke up at 6. That's what I'm working on. But I don't cancel unless I absolutely need to because my children need me to. But guess what? I'm fine. So we're here. We're here, guys. But I am working on 1 hour of sleep. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to get my yapping in about 0.4 because they're probably going to want me to hop in. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Let Miso want to collab on Twitch? Twitch? Okay. I think I can get a little yapping in. Okay, let's 3 minutes of yapping. Guys, what do we know is coming in 0.4 for Path of Exile 2? 99.9% certain the druid and its repertoire of skills are coming. That's a bunch of nature-based spells, so volcano, lightning storm, wind spells, probably some water spells, a bunch of spells, nature-based spells, right? Also shape-shifting. At least bear form, wolf form, and 1 undisclosed form are the base forms. I think there's going to be another one in an ascendancy class. This is 99% confirmed. I'm not going to say 100% because I've been burned in 0.1, 0.2, and 0.3. So all the people throwing crap at me for not saying it's confirmed, I'm sorry. I just don't want to do it again. I have been burned too many times. Anyway, I say this, right? I throw it out there. Yeah, druid. And everybody's like, oh yeah, And there's gonna be the Marauder, or the Duelist, or the Templar. Like GGG needs to put all this. They need to do 2 classes. They delayed the Druid, so this patch will have another class, right, guys? 100%. Like yes, 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 guys. Oh my, oh no, y'all are crazy. No, I get swept up into the hype, right? People might say I'm overhyping everything right now with the way I'm talking. I'm obviously excited. But, guys, don't go thinking you're going to get another class in 0.4. GGG just put out a pretty substantial Path of Exile 1 league. I think 0.4 is going to be pretty substantive. I think it's going to have the Druid, huge endgame revamp, a league the size of Rise of the Abyssals, and some Ascendancy classes in it, alongside a bunch of other miscellaneous stuff. But there's no way it's gonna have swords or axes or daggers or flails and another class in it. What are you guys doing? Don't set yourselves up for failure. I plead, because when I saw the Dawn of the Hunt thing, I legit, like, okay, 0.1, okay, no Druid. Got it, I get it, delayed, it's gonna be in 0.2. The expansion's called Dawn of the Hunt. Oh my God, 100% the Druid, right? The trailer comes, no Druid. Guys, I was excited, but it was like a dagger through my heart. A dagger through my heart, okay? Don't do this to yourselves, okay? Don't get excited for the axes or swords, guys, okay? All right? Hey, Kyle Lemon. Kyle, you can confirm stuff, Kyle. Kyle, come on. Druid. Kyle, is the Druid you can just DM me, dude. I won't say anything on stream. It's okay. Just to put my fears to the side. I can keep secrets. You guys should know. I can definitely keep secrets. All right. Cool. You knocked. All right. All right, guys. We're going to hop into the Path to Exile podcast. Let me turn off my Clair Obscur music. I also have to turn off chat on my screen. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Been playing P1 since 2013. I'm 1,000 times more excited for 0.4 new content. Let's go, family whale. That's what I like to hear. I'm also giga excited, although I'm having a very fun time with PoE 1. I just don't think I'm going to make any videos on it. I just, I'm just chilling, having a good time. All right. Doing pod with KallTorak and MisoxShiru. Okay. I think I told you guys this. I've also been going to church quite a bit. Isn't that cool? That is way too big, guys. Holy crap. Oh, no. This is what happens when I don't stream for a little bit. I become just stupid. What am I doing? How do I make this smaller? Is it? Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, that's way too, okay. Whoa, that's too small now. All right, how about this? 48. There we go. MisoxShiru. There we go. Yeah, Kyle works at GGG. Yep. Okay, here, I'll accept the knock. Where's that knock? Crap. There's a knock somewhere. Knock, knock. A knock. Collab? Why didn't I see the knock? Streamer updates. Doesn't show me the knock. I'm just gonna knock him again. Favorite added. I don't see the knock from Misu, so I'm just gonna knock him. All right, let me start my virtual cam. All right, cool. Cool. All right. Virtual cam. Goodbye, chat. Goodbye. Everybody be good in chat. I'll be watching. Bye, everybody. See ya, chat. Okay, we're going into Miso stream. I mean, my stream is staying here, but I have to turn off chat. Where's chat? Chat? There's chat. Ah! There we go. This? Streamer mode enabled. Great. Cool. Voice and video. Where are we, guys? Right here. Ob's virtual camera. All right. There's no PoE 1 drama. What PoE 1 drama is there? Hey, guys, what's going on? I don't know. My chat said there's
Yo,
Pee Wee 1
yo.
drama. What's up?
That's what Cutes just said. The only
Yeah,
PoE1
just-
drama I heard about was with Mage Fist, right? Mage Fist
Mage
got
Fist or like
banned or
Yeah.
whatever.
the drops.
There were drops drama? What?
No, like the loot drama.
Oh, loot drops. Oh, bro. Well, come on. You know my opinion on that. I'm not a juicer, so I've been unaffected. I've been loving this league.
I mean,
People divided over the latest patch. Oh, there was a patch today.
Okay. They added walls to the hives. L. L. Okay. L. Bad change,
So-
GGG. It funnels them into my slams better, but like it's so with leap slam, I get caught on them all the time, so I feel like stupid.
Yeah, I get caught on with Leaf Slam too, but the thing is, it does make it very nice to where like the Aelith doesn't get sniped by ranged mobs as much.
Was that happening to you guys after the I think it was, what was it? It was right after
There was a patch, yeah.
Right, there was a patch. Because I went Cleave of Rage and I got hard locked in tier 16. Do people call them tier 16 and a half, the memory maps?
Yeah, 16.5.
Yeah, 16.5. Okay.
16.5s.
Because I was getting caught in those. I couldn't defend Aelith, and I got so pissed. I just said, okay, my Rage Cleave build isn't working. I'm done. I'm swapping to slams. And they had the patch like the next day, and I never had a problem again with ranged monsters.
Yeah, I didn't really have a problem after the patch either, so I was a little bit like, but I think it was to continue to address like the problem with builds that don't have enough clear that are getting her sniped. I don't know. That's my guess.
High volume's a
Price
little
low in volume. Okay,
What?
I'll pull them up then. That's on my side.
Ooh, interesting.
You're still playing, Try?
I'm going for 36 challenges, bro. I was just talking.
What does that mean?
Oh, wow. See, we're so different. Okay. So in Path of Exile 1 right now, they have basic, and they've had this since I think their earliest leagues. They have like a battle pass in game, but it's free. Okay. So they have these challenges that you can complete. And for every certain amount of challenges, you earn an in-game cosmetic that you can only get from
the
that
Kyrix
league.
Vault.
No, not the
No,
Kyrix Vault.
there's challenges. There's challenges.
Because that's paid.
It's like a 40 out of 40 challenge.
Yeah, you get like 12, 24, 28, 36 challenges in this league. You get a full armor set that is basically the breach, or the what are they called? Cult of the Purple Flame. What are they called in this league? Whoever Aelith is. I can't even remember. Jesus. You get her armor set. And you can wear it in PoE 1 and PoE 2. And I love it because you can never buy this ever, and it is only earnable by beating in-game challenges. So it's like the OG. I never participated in this, but I can respect how cool it is. Like World of Warcraft, I hear all about in video essays. Back in the old days, you'd see somebody wearing a piece of gear and you'd be like, holy shit, that's a good player. That guy's awesome. He managed to grind this or beat this challenge. And I think there's a cape in RuneScape that is basically the same thing. And I love that.
Stuff like that in RuneScape, yeah.
Right. I love that sort of stuff. So that's what I always went for in Path of Exile 1 leagues. I always was like, oh, I'm going to get 40 challenges or 36 challenges. So I have like all these armor sets from playing since 3.8 and getting all these challenges that I can use on my characters, and veterans will be like, oh shit. Oh, he got 36 challenges in Affliction League. He has the purple health globe. That's so awesome, right? And, new players will be like, whoa, how'd you get that? And then I can be like, well, back in my day, I played this. So, yeah, that's what I'm going for.
I didn't even know I knew Kyrix Vault was a thing, but I didn't know about the challenge things you're talking about.
Purple Health Club is sick though.
It is. It's so sick.
I've never been a cosmetic person specifically for ARPGs. I don't know what it is. I just, because you can't zoom in and get into your character's perspective easier like you can in MMOs. I don't know. I've never cared about them in ARPGs, and I know Miso's dying inside because I'm sure he had thousands from Lost Ark.
Right. Yep.
Oh, I love cosmetics. I love cosmetics. Fashion is endgame.
That's right, Miso. Yep.
In
But
MMOs,
that's also
I
why-
think so, but I don't know why I can't get into fashion in this game yet. I don't know.
Yeah, I do it for everything. But that's also why, I don't know, the challenge for Aelith, for the Aelith's armor. I mean, it's kind of jank, kind of looking whack, is all I'm gonna say.
The which one? So you think the armor looks whack?
Just like the challenge set this league. I don't
Oh,
know.
you think it looks whack? Really? I
A little
like.
whack.
Okay, I like the like low fantasy, the more muted design. So I'm a fan of this one. There are some leagues. There's like I think it was. Crap, I can't remember which league it was. It might have been Trial of the Ancestors, where you were like it was like a monkey, like you literally it was like you became a monkey. It was crazy.
That's great. I love that
Yeah,
stuff.
that's cool. I
Oh,
would love
see,
that.
what the heck, guys? Nah, no monkeys here. I like the muted stuff. It's like down to earth. You look like you're
At
supposed
that
to be in
point,
Ray
you have
class.
no MTX. At that point, you
No
have no
wings.
MTX.
No wings. Never wings.
I'm 50-50 on wings. It's the outfit. It's match. You have to match it with the outfit. Sometimes I like it.
Agreed.
Sometimes I don't. Depends what outfit I'm wearing that time.
Okay.
To me, it's not about the outfit; it's about the build. The outfit matches
Right.
the build.
See.
If I have wings, I'm playing something like a B build or something. You know,
Ooh. Maybe that's coming. We'll
I tried doing a B build this patch in 0.3, but
Yeah.
I
Like
couldn't
from
get
the
the kill tier
like
freeze
the,
yet.
from the beetle, like the queen beetle
No,
thingy.
I had 68 wasp, just the blood thief wasp. I was able to kill tier 1 Zet, but I couldn't get I needed like 1,000 divine to get to. I wanted to get 100 bees before I made the build, and that's why I didn't make the video, and I couldn't quite get to 100.
Ooh. See, and I thought you meant bee builds like from last epoch, legitimate bees. I thought we were gonna do a
Well, they're
druid
wasps.
time.
We
Right,
don't
there are
have
wasps.
bees in this game.
Last epoch
It
has
was
squirrels
wasps.
too.
I call it bees because bees are wasps are just pissed off bees. They're the same thing.
Hmm. Bees, what? Bees don't get stuck. Do bees get stuck in you? Wasps leave
Yes,
their.
they do. Wasps
Yeah.
do not.
Wasps do
do not
not.
get stuck.
Yeah. Who?
They can sting you over and over
Right,
again.
over and over.
It's just you're done.
Yeah, that happened with a yellow jacket with my wife once. When she was like
Oh,
10 years
God.
old. Yeah, she fell over a log into a yellow jacket hive and they just destroyed her. It was just really bad. She was all
that sounds
swollen.
bad.
Yeah, it was over and over.
Should we get the show on the road?
Yeah, let's
Sure, I'm yapping. Sorry, I will just.
No, it's
Yap it
okay.
and
Talk all
cry. It
day.
is what it is.
Yep.
It's your
Do you
name.
have a hard stop?
Not really. No, I'm on my second win, so we're good.
Okay.
All set.
Okay.
You guys lead it
Cool.
out.
All right. Are you good, Miso?
Yup, I am indeed.
All right. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Path to Exile podcast, episode 16, partner with Mobalytics. I'm KallTorak, and joining me per usual is MisoxShiru. No Dead Rabbit this week. He is on vacation in Sweden with his wife. He will be back next week, but we have a special guest this week, Talkative Try. He's back again, and we are going to be talking a lot about PoE 1 and PoE 2 patch 0.4 with him. But before we dive into that talk, first reminder, we have the audio-only format with Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so if you don't want to watch us on YouTube, I know some of you like to listen to us on your breaks or at work and stuff. Hey, we have the audio-only format, so check us out there. As well as we are doing the Ray Class World Tour. It is a hideout showcase contest. We announced it last week. In case you did miss the announcement, yeah, you have, I think, 5 or 6 days to submit your hideouts. I know there are a handful of people who are still working on their hideouts and submitting it last minute, but there have been very few submissions so far, so this might be an easy win if you have made a cool hideout recently. Yeah, so if you haven't heard about the contest, check it out. We are it's a quick prize. We partner with Mobalytics, and hopefully we'll do another one soon. The timing of this one was a little bit awkward. I kind of regret doing this right now that we have the new league starting in 3 weeks. I would have much preferred probably to do it with the new league, but it's too late. Too late. We're committed, and it's hype. Hideouts are cool. We were just talking about transmog in the pre-patch. Do you get into hideouts at all?
No, not hideouts, not beyond just buying the latest, greatest cosmetics from GGG and then styling it to what suits me best. So I have the new, I don't even know the proper name, Wizard's Tower, which allows you to just overlook all the landscapes in PoE 1 and PoE 2. But I just put the NPCs where they need to go, and that's it. I'm not that much of a artiste, unfortunately. But I respect those who are. So you should get into this contest. Guys, Steam gift card. You can buy Arc Raiders. You can buy Hades 2. You can buy Escape from Duck. All these games if you win. Come on. Let's go. All these great games.
Speaking of great games, last week, but like non-PoE talk, what have you guys been up to? I have been playing Dispatch and Arc Raiders. I really like Dispatch. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it on Twitch the last few weeks. It is made by the guys that were part of the Telltale team, partnered with the Critical Role team. So you got a bunch of fantastic voice actors. You got a fantastic story. If you like Telltale games, you'll love this. Especially if you like superhero themed stuff. So it consumed me the last couple days, and then I've been playing a bit of Arc Raiders. What about you guys? I know you both have been grinding PoE1, right?
Yeah, a lot of PoE1 here. I have heard things about Dispatch from the internet, but many of my friends have hopped into Arc Raiders, and they're desperately trying to get me to play it. So,
It's
Cal,
fun.
can you sell it to me any more than my friends have tried to? Like,
So if you've ever wanted to get into the looter extractor games like Dark and Darker, or those games are really fun, but they're a lot like they can be overwhelming to approach. This is like the easiest to approach of all of them, in my opinion. And it's got one of the more friendlier player bases. You often find, especially in solo queue, you often find people who won't kill you. Surprisingly enough, like you will get killed plenty, but I don't know. This is like, I wouldn't say it's like the noob version of these kind of looter extractor games, but it is it's way easier to get into. I don't
Okay.
know. It's
I like that.
but I love this genre. I was big in the Dark and Darker. My YouTube channel, when it first started growing, initially it was from Dark and Darker videos. But that's like a first person, like, Oblivion style fantasy game. This is, third person.
I might have to
So,
give it
yeah.
a go because my friends were talking about how the proximity chat is just hilarious in the game, and there's so many organic situations that pop up, and there's a lot of improv, almost storytelling. They just naturally evolve, which is super fun to me. It kind of ties into what I've been playing the last week. I haven't been playing any games besides PoE1. I did DM my first session of a tabletop RPG in over 2 years this last week. We played Shadow Dark. I don't know if either of you guys know that one. It's niche. It's basically an old school version of modern day D20 fantasy, like Dungeons and Dragons 5e. Very fun, very lethal. I was a terrible dungeon master. I was definitely
No such thing.
rusty. I was rusty, dude.
There's no such thing.
Oh, my
If people had
voices.
fun, you did a
Oh.
good job. That's all that
Everybody had
matters.
fun. But
You're a good DM, man.
every time I described something, my friends, because we're all childhood friends and we've been playing tabletop games for a long time together, my brother-in-law, my brother was on there. Every time I'm describing the scene, I swear everybody took it as like a sex joke. It was crazy. Like I was describing these two pigs, these two giant pigs that were dragging this cart, and I said, two massive sweaty hogs, and everybody was just like
Whoa.
over Discord. Like everybody's just losing their minds over. And every time I tried to get serious, I swear they would just go to like phallic jokes. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to go back to the drawing boards with all this, and we'll play again in a few weeks. We were supposed to play last night, but my daughter was beyond 6. We didn't get to play. So, but that was super fun. So encourage any of you guys, if you haven't played TTRPGs, give them a go. You can play them online now. Really easy, really fun.
Yeah, I remember
waiting-
my first time DMing for my friends. Like, you just get clowned on the entire time because, like, you're nervous and you're like, obviously, this wasn't your first time doing it, but first time in a while. So I'm sure you had like the jitters when you're going through it and stuff. And I remember one time that was like, we were doing at a bar scene, and I said something like the pickles are grown out back. And then I just got clowned on that for like weeks about growing pickles out back.
Yeah.
It was just something I said on the fly, and that just happens when you're DMing.
When I was 17 or 18, I think we'd been doing a long running campaign. I've DM'd for over 15 years, essentially, lots of long running campaigns. This was among the first, and I was getting better and better at just describing events and being very adjective oriented and being able to be snappy with my descriptions and sometimes flowery when I needed to be. Well, there was this big bad evil guy, the villain of the entire campaign, summoned a creature in front of the adventurers, and I just described him as a bipedal snake man. And I don't know why, but it just turned into like a meme forever. They're like, whoa, gotta watch out for the bipedal snake man. Like just every single time there would be a monster, they're like, is he bipedal? and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so ridiculous. That's why I love these games, because the stupidest stuff becomes just an in joke with the group, and you can laugh at it 5 years, 10 years down the line. It's great.
I mean, tabletop. These tabletop games are pretty much just like adult make believe.
Yes,
It's pretty much what it is.
literally.
When you're kids, you're going around pretending you were fighting dragons, and we're basically doing that again.
Yes, yes, it's fun. Just let loose and do whatever. So, what have you been doing?
Role play?
Oh, role play. Oh, I love role play.
Oh,
yeah. I'm big into role play. I'm not a cruncher. I'm not a cruncher in PoE. I'm not a cruncher in tabletop RPGs. I would do voices, lots of like twists and scenarios, all that stuff. We would have 3-4 session stretches with no combat, and it would just be telling the story, exploring the world, talking to NPCs.
Well, no, what I mean is like you're a real life person. You have to like you play your character in person. Like you are your character type of situation.
I've never
where you
I've never cosplayed my character. Like,
well, not like cosplay, but like let's say you give your character a certain personality or whatever, and everything that you do has to like align with that personality.
Yes.
Oh, on game? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Always.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. No. I used to do a Dungeons and Dragons like YouTube series where it was a 5th edition, but we modified it for like World of Warcraft themed.
Oh.
And like we would have multiple sessions where it would be like 3 to 4 hours of no combat, and it would just be us being dwarves in Stormwind or something. It was just pure RP. Like that's my jam. I don't go out of my way to not know the rules, but like most of the time I'm the DM that's like, hey, how does this rule work again? I ask my players, 'cause my players know more about their characters than I'm ever going to.
Right.
So I'm not a rules lawyer at all. I am very loose with the rules. I'm very much there for the RP and the storytelling. Like I'm DMing because I want to tell a story with my friends, not because I'm here to play a video game or something like that. Like I'm here for the RP 1000%.
I have a lot of trouble separating me as a person from my character. So like, I'll make a character backstory, and then at some point that character just becomes me.
That's not awful. That means you just gotta go into your character creation knowing that, and you just gotta, if you're gonna be playing a lawful good character or whatever, you just gotta make sure. Yeah, that's funny though. I know players like that.
Oh yeah, a lot of people kind of fall into that. It's hard. It's acting. People aren't actors naturally for the most part. So really falling into and embodying a different character, it's really difficult. So I played with some people for over 2 decades, 15 as a DM and 5 or to 20 as a player, and my friends will just fall into the same characters every single campaign. It's hilarious. So
it's fine though.
Yep.
As long as they're having fun. We need to PoE lore, right?
Oh,
you're like a big lore guy.
I mean, of course he does.
You need to set up a one shot where we're playing a PoE themed little 5th edition run.
I have heard this many a time. Shadow Dark actually would work pretty well in Rayclast. So maybe we make that happen. I've always said if I ever go full time, I would 100% do it. Maybe I'll just do it if I don't go full time though, just for a little one shot.
You just send a little one shot, yeah.
If we go to ExileCon, just do a in-person session.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Ooh.
For sure.
You guys think there's going to be another one for like 1.0?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think it would be it would be a big mistake, I think, if they didn't, because like I think it would be just like that culmination, all the hype, everything, just like getting everybody excited.
Yeah.
I think I wanted to bring this up on the podcast actually. I wanted to ask you guys when you think we're going to have the 1.0 release, and my guess right now is early 2017.
2027.
If I were to 2027, yeah, not 17, 2027. Early 2027 is when I'm guessing we'd be getting a full release. I think we have another full year of early access.
Are we going to the Path of Exile 2 talk then?
Yeah, let's go into it. But what I was saying that for it was I think in early 2027 is when we'd have that ExileCon as well with the 1.0 launch.
What were you going to say, Misu?
I'm thinking my guess was earliest spring 2026. but realistically, maybe like end of summer 2026 was my thought process.
I have
Would
been
that
up.
be with 0.5 or 0.6?
No, I think they would. I think they just skip it. They just be like, all right, we're gonna skip straight to 1.0. Whatever number they're at, they're just gonna bring it up
Yeah.
straight up to 1.0.
Right, definitely the
Well,
version
yeah.
change.
Yeah.
I have okay, monetarily. It's Christmas season. December 2020. I think on like the 2-year anniversary, I think that would be the smartest time to go on
Really?
1.0. Yeah, I think so. And it would give them more time to hopefully get all the classes in. I know Jonathan has said, "Oh, we don't necessarily need all the class," kind of shifting the goalpost a little bit. All the classes, maybe 5 out of the 6 acts, maybe partially of Act 6. Hi, Kitty. You can be on camera. I don't care. I love you. And and they'll be able to test and like make sure the game is well balanced for that surge of free to play players. Because yes, we got a bunch of players for these free weekends, but when 1.0 hits, whole different beast. Just like when 0.1 came out, it was a tsunami of people playing. 589,000 peak. That's crazy for the paid
Just on Steam.
launch.
Just on Steam.
Just on Steam. What I think Jonathan said around 900K or something.
Yeah, total. Across console,
everything. Yeah.
non-Steam, everything.
And that's paid. That was at least $30 entry, or okay, some people gifted keys, whatever, but a lot of paid copies. That's crazy. So I think December 2026 is the launch. I don't see that. I don't see them pushing it to 2027. I think Miso is right. I think it would be earlier, or optimal time is end of year.
The reason why I think 2027 is probably not going to happen just because like they said it was going to be 2025.
That was Cook though. I don't know what he was thinking then.
I think that given that, it would be one like a little bit embarrassing to be like
all of that was said before they had committed to the on-off cycle of like 1 and 2 every 2 months. So I feel like that has to push stuff back. I know 2027 is probably a little bit too far, but I feel like that addition of extra PoE1 content has to just be like at least a year delay.
And I'm sure they also have to please stakeholders. It's important.
Tencent doesn't care. Come on, they're letting them do their thing. I think they're off hands for the most part.
I think they're off hands for the most part, but at the same time, I do think if you promise 2025 and then you push 2027, I think that's a little bit too much.
Do you think that they're not making a decent amount of money? Because I think they're selling a ridiculous amount still because it's not like they're not monetizing early access. They're treating it like full release. Mystery boxes, supporter packs, new MTX in the store.
Yeah.
I think they're making a lot.
They're not even doing mystery box or PoE1 anymore.
I know.
I've noticed, right?
That, yeah.
Because I was like waiting. I'm like, where's my MTX box? Where's my mystery box, right? But then it's not coming for both mercenaries and for keepers. It was like no mystery box. I'm like, huh. I guess they're only doing mystery box for PoE2 now.
True.
I imagine they're doing really well. They launched in China, right? Recently. So
it was this
I have no idea what the numbers were like for that, but I'm sure the sales was a big boost in money for them. So
I
imagine they'd be able to coast for a while with that little boost from China sales. So
Cal,
again,
I was just gonna say Diablo 4 is going to release in China soon. So I don't know. I mean,
Diablo 4 is not in China already?
It's just being
Blizzard's
released.
not in China, right? In general.
They re-upped their deal with NetEase, I believe, in recent months. So Diablo 4 was not released in China.
There.
Yeah. So I saw pictures of Diablo 4 China. It's censored, no bones or any of that stuff. So it's coming. PoE competition. I don't know.
I actually think that
didn't Adam just leave? So
I did see that.
Yeah,
but I feel like D4 has for some reason in my mind works a little bit better in China compared to here.
I have no idea. I imagine because just how big mobile games are there. I don't know how big Diablo Immortal was there, but if it was big, then I'm sure there'd be some of that audience that's hyped for D4.
Yeah. Mobile games
I
are
have
huge in
no idea.
China, so like casual games are really big, and D4 is a little casual.
Yeah. Speaking on Adam Fletcher leaving, I'm not afraid to say when, I think a senior class designer left and all these top level executive producers leaving, and everybody's like, oh, that's such a bloated team. Okay, the game is like terrible to everybody. Blasters, casuals, like I feel like anybody who talks about it does not like the game for the most part. But with Adam leaving, dude was legit awesome. Like, he was a member of the community. He constantly was talking to the community's worries, speaking with creators, just people typing on Reddit and everything. I thought he was a great community manager. So I think that is a pretty substantial blow to the D4
Oh
team,
yeah,
like legitimately. So RIP.
I think he was one of the most likable members on that crew.
Oh yeah.
Like everybody liked him.
He was great.
As much as people like to meme on like the vision and stuff, having a vision is very important, and losing like people who are in charge of that vision, anytime you bring somebody in, they're going to try and align themselves with the vision of the game as much as they can, but their vision is going to be different. There's going to be just completely different directions, completely different things they see that they want to do, and like the amount of overturn that game has at the high level, the top level, is just I'm sure everyone that's working on the great game is caring and tries the best they can, but there's no way it will ever compete with like any other game on the market for me. Like, I didn't buy the last expansion. I don't want to turn this into a D4 shitfest, but like there's no way I ever play that game again.
Then let's move on. I won't say anything else about Diablo.
You can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want.
I think they're gonna announce Diablo 5 at that BlizzCon next year.
Oh no! I mean,
Dude,
what I'll say is like, it's an oh no, but also like, well, I think this is probably the best because Diablo
There's no
4
way.
doesn't have a good reputation. They need to start anew,
Yeah.
and have a fresh slate. They do.
It was so huge, guys. Like, they had the entire, I swear, gaming ARPG community like by the balls at launch, and they just screwed it so hard. I don't know what else to say. It was huge. It catapulted. Like, I remember DM's videos, guys. So many people were playing this game, and it wasn't just to experience the story. I think they had the chance to hook a lot of people into this game, and they kind of just failed. So I think it's a reset. I think they're going to announce Diablo 5. This expansion's going to come out. It's going to be announced at whatever the Game Awards, probably come out early in the year. And at the end of I don't know when BlizzCon is next year. Was it like summer or something? Maybe later in the year.
I don't remember. I
think
it was November.
November. Then they're going to be like, bam, here we are.
Diablo 5 cross-play between mobile and PC, baby. Everything you guys wanted.
There we go. There we go. Hey, Diablo Immortals Druid looks kind of sick, not gonna lie.
You just want Druid. You're just a big Druid fan.
I'm growing the beard out. I'm getting hairy for the Druids. So just embodying it everywhere. Not everywhere.
I am praying that Marauder comes so I don't have to play Druid. The only way I don't play Marauder or Druid is if I get something like Axes. But I'm pretty forced into Druid right now.
You're forced? You don't want to play? Why don't you want to play Druid?
Every time I play it, it just doesn't hit the feeling I want for Druid. I don't know. There hasn't been a Druid I've fallen in love with yet. Like in World of Warcraft, like Druid is something that you're like, you use all of your shape shifts, and you are like bear form, cat form, cheetah form, bear form. Like, you are flying between these forms so much, and that's what I loved about like Druid, and most of the ARP Druids I play are just
trash. They're trash. No,
I don't like them.
Cal, I agree with you. Diablo 4 Druid, trash. Last Epoch Druid, not great, guys. Not a fan. Even
D2 Druid is okay, but that's just okay. Like, it doesn't still, like, you're still forced into a very specific archetype, and that's not what I want from Druid.
Right. Here we go, dude. They know. They've been edging the Path of Exile community since 2011 with the Druid. They haven't included it. They're a spiritual successor to Diablo 2. They have been building to this moment for 14 years. They're going to knock it out of the park. All right. I have faith in grinding your games.
I think so. I think with the
Yeah.
weapon swap and how it's set up, because I'm envisioning like, because the way if it's been explained to me is like the weapons are going to be attached to the form. So like if it's like the bear form skills, it's going to be attached to like whatever the bear form mace or what are they called? What's the weapon for druid called?
I mean, we
Talisman.
don't know. Yeah,
Talismans
people
or
were
something.
thinking talismans. It was like data
Talismans.
mine, but like
Yeah.
also in the trailer in like what 2018 or whatever that was, they had no. It was a staff. That was the weapon they were using.
Right.
In 2023, when
2023.
when they released that druid footage, they used the staff for all the spells, and then when you go shapeshift, you don't use a weapon. Like your weapon stats didn't
Mhm,
count. So
exactly.
it was like demon form. I think they've learned from their mistake. Like, all right, we definitely don't want to remove a fundamental part of your character progression. Some would say the most important part, and just say, oh, well,
Weapon.
everything's baked into your shapeshifting forms. That's a pain to balance, right? Do they
I
just taper off at
mean,
endgame? I think they're gonna have a weapon attached to forms. I think that's the way to
Same.
go.
I
You don't
mean,
think so?
you don't like unarmed? You don't like unarmed stuff? Face
Yeah,
breakers, you
but
know, that
Unarmed
type
is
of
cool,
stuff?
but I don't think that'll work for druid.
It's a very specific scaling, right? It's one keystone, and it only has like one way you can essentially build it, right? We're gonna have bear form and a bunch of skills related to bear form. Then we're gonna have wolf form. Then we're gonna have unannounced form, and then hopefully an ascendancy form. Like, I don't think that they should like narrow you in to just playing X style, Y style, Z style with the forms. I think that you should be able to customize it with unique weapons or just talismans that you can roll and craft and all that. At least that's the way I picture it. Maybe
That's how I'm picturing it right now. Like when
Yeah.
I'm talking about it in my Thorns Discord, my plan is League starting Bear Thorns in weapon set 1, and then whatever the fast mobility agile thing is in weapon set 2. So like when I need to move around, I'll swap the wolf form, I'll dart around, leap around, or panther form, and then for the tankier stuff, I swap to the bear form or something. Like I'm very much envisioning, like I'm going into it wanting to force a form swap in the play style, because weapon swaps right now are so fun in PoE 2 with the new patch, with they removed the cooldown on weapon swapping. So if it's just literally just like a quick button up press and you instantly shapeshift into the new form, there's not like a big
Well,
5-6 second cast time, then
there is gonna be like a couple second cast time.
yeah,
That
but I'm
is-
sure there's going to be a lineage support gem that makes shapeshifting instant. Like there's going to be ways.
they have an animation. The last time we saw it, there was like a 0.2 second animation. However, for example, it was just to shift into the form. So if you're in bear form already and you use different bear skills, you don't have that delay. So
yeah, but
there's
if you
almost
go
like
from bear to wolf, I
Yeah.
would assume there's an animation that's
Right.
gonna play.
Yep.
Well,
I
we'll see
think-
how it plays.
Yeah, I think
That's my
you're-
plan going into it, though.
Right. I think you're right though, Cal. I think there will be avenues to shorten that shift window down to
Let's hope so.
almost inconsequential amount. So, oh guys, I'm
Hope
so
so.
excited. We're like 3 weeks away. I swear to God, if it's
You
not
think it's 3
there,
weeks away? What date do you think the patch is dropping?
December 12th.
The 12th.
I hope it's just till the 12th, because again, I'm going to Japan
You're in
on
Japan.
Tuesday. I'm gonna be gone until the 8th. So, oh no, the
Ooh.
6th, I think.
That's
So if it
This is
releases on the
8th.
5th, you're screwed.
Yeah. So like I'm gone until the 6th. So if they tell me that it's coming out on the 5th, I will change my flight. I actually will change my flight.
You know you're addicted when you're ruining a vacation to come home to play PoE.
I will actually change my flight to come back early.
wow.
I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, the timing is, I don't know. I still, we talked about it like for the last 2 weeks, I think. I still am surprised it's releasing before Christmas. Like, I was very violently thinking it was going to release. I don't, I am someone who, I think GGG is making a mistake treating the game like it is finished. It needs to be treated like it is an early access, unfinished product. The fact that we only got 0.3.1 pisses me off to this point still. We got only one real patch this entire league. And now we're getting the league launch out of nowhere. It felt like we were leading up to 0.3.2 and now we're getting the league. And I'm not upset, by the way. I want to play the new patch
pissed.
more than anything. The way they're handling this game is it's not finished, man. It's not a finished product, but they're in a production cycle that it is.
I feel you. I totally feel you. I'm going to be GGG White Knight here.
Go for it.
I just feel for them because I think Dead Rabbit and you guys all talked about it last pod, but They obviously just haven't been able to scale up to where they want to be at this point, right? They have 2 unwieldy monsters. And even though Path of Exile 1 is a finished game, man, does it need a lot of changes every single league to make the player base happy. So they have to put a substantial amount of work into that game. And while I've seen some wild people saying, this was a tiny league, they barely did anything in this Path of Exile 1 league, there was nothing. And I'm sitting here like, what are you? This is a huge ass league. It has all these awesome mechanics baked into it. Yes, it has like reskinned monsters and stuff, but it also has unique boss fights. It also has all these extra systems, like all the
They
Foulborn.
redesigned like a ton of uniques.
They redone
like
that.
with
I'm like,
Foulborn.
what are you talking?
Bloodborne,
They just
Bloodline
added 80
Champion Alliance,
just
whatever.
right now yesterday.
Guys, they are putting a lot of work into this. Yes, it sucks that they're not also working on PoE 2. I agree, because I think I would prefer more Path of Exile 2, and it needs more love right now. But this is just the way it's going to be until they get more people, because the way that their organization currently functions, they have like a few like playmakers. Okay, I'd say like Jonathan, Mark, probably a few other people. They can make the plays. They can make the big design decisions.
You said
for
5
each games.
people, I think.
Like 5 people,
Well,
right?
that's the balance. The balance. Is
That's
like
for
5 people
balance.
that they
But
trust.
the way it sounds is that a lot of the big ideas, they are funneled through the playmakers, the people who with the vision. So I think that happens in PoE 1 and PoE 2. So until they hire in or train up some people who are able to make the calls, essentially, on both games, I think it's going to be in this area where we're going to get a 0-3-1. We're not going to get a 0-3-2. We're never going to get mid-league stuff. I think that's done.
But we got that in 0-2-2 though. We got a bunch of random ass uniques and
it's
stuff.
because
0-3-1, we got a big one. It was a big one. They removed towers, essentially. That was big.
I mean, it's because
Okay, so if you put it into
0.3 was
perspective,
5 months. 0.3 was 5 months. We're getting less than 4 months at this point for patch 0.3.
Yeah, this is crazy. It's on the shorter end of the cycle too.
it definitely got rushed out. But like, ignoring what Path of Exile 2 is in like the space and as an ARPG, in my opinion, Path of Exile 2 is arguably like one of the best, if not the best, early access product we've ever received in terms of how successful it is and like how well received it is by its community. The fact that like the amount of patches it has gotten over the last year compared to any other early access game that has had this amount of success is probably like astronomically smaller. It's just so much smaller in comparison. Like you would expect an early access game with this amount of success to have gotten a lot more patches. And again, we have to give GGG the benefit of the doubt. PoE 1. We talked about how last patch we never want to see PoE 1 sunset as like a development. It needs its love and its support. But the amount of patches it has gotten is, it is definitely shocking.
It is crazy. I think it all harkens back to that, and it was a wild period. I was kind of reflecting a few days ago on how wild this last year has kind of been for the games, and I think it all goes back to those first 2-3 weeks after launch when they got so many people playing this game. It was so popular, guys. You could post anything PoE 2 related on any social media platform and people were talking about it, they were retweeting it, they were commenting, like all the biggest streamers were playing, like Asmongold and Charlie, everybody's playing it, right? Got so much exposure, and then they did one of these like, okay, 1 week, we're gonna fix these bugs, we're gonna do a little bit of balance, and it's gonna break some stuff, and it pissed people off. There was a social media backlash, and somebody in the company made the call, never again, and we're not gonna do passive tree resets because we don't want players to get adjusted to that. We're gonna take a hard stance on all this, and we're just gonna treat it like a finished game, and people are gonna have to deal with it. I think that's when the decision was made. Like, people have pushed GGG on this in interviews and privately and a lot in public. They have not even budged, right? Especially on the balance front. Nothing at all. They've just committed to these larger patches addressing gameplay mechanics or fixing game-breaking bugs. But they've really done nothing in regards to patching builds or items or balance in subsequent patches. Totally agree with you, Cal. It is crazy that it's been a year and there's probably only been 6 major patches, including the big releases and then the 0.1 releases as well. It's kind of wild, given how many people love and play it. So other.
All I can say is that I completely agree that that was probably what happened, right? Because they had that huge backlash and they're like, you know what? We're done. We're not doing this. Players are not happy. But like also, I think that they took the wrong message. I think they took the completely wrong message. The problem was they did like in 1 week, I think they did like 2 or 3 balance patches that like destroyed builds or like nerfed builds,
Yes.
right?
It was
And
like,
that was
yeah.
within the first couple days of playing the game. Like
Yeah.
you didn't like the thing is they nerfed like what gas grenade. Like,
Yes.
that ended up not even being that good. They found way more OP stuff later on. Like and then those didn't get addressed. Like I think what ended up happening was they nerfed too quickly. But then also the time between like the nerfs was too small, so you didn't let players actually enjoy their builds. Like their builds couldn't ramp to a point where it was enjoyable before like it got nerfed, right? So it felt like I was working towards this thing. I have this goal, but then like you're like, well, all of a sudden that goal is taken away. So that was like one of the big issues. I think they just nerfed too much too often. Um, and if it was like maybe once every 2 weeks, once every month, something like that, that would have been fine. But
Yeah.
then the other thing is, even though that they said they're not nerfing anymore, and you said that there's you were saying earlier that they're not nerfing. There actually have been nerfing. There have been builds that have been broken from certain things and like certain changes. Like I know like there's some warrior builds with like the war cries and stuff like that got destroyed. But the thing is they didn't even say it was a bug. They just said they just, tweaked it or like changed it or something like
Oh,
that.
really?
Right? They didn't call it a bug. There were I think 2 or 3 things that they didn't call a bug that got changed that completely either destroyed a build or like made the build a lot weaker. So they say they're not nerfing, but they are kind of nerfing every now and then. So
Interesting.
I mean, if they're gonna nerf like that, might as well continue to do like again. I think it was just a situation of too much, too often, and too early too, where when they did that, and I think that they should start doing more changes. And it doesn't even have to be nerfs, right? It could just we just want to see
Yeah,
changes.
I
We
don't
just
want
want to see.
nerfs. Like we have
Yeah.
to clarify this every time on the pod. I'm not calling for nerfs when we want patches. I do
Yeah.
not care that lightning arrow is god tier every patch. Like because I don't
I
care.
mean, I don't
But
think we should. I don't think it should be like god tier every patch. That would be. It's
I think
been
it's
three leagues in a row
a
where
lot of
lightning arrows
people
been at the
really
top of
like
the
it. I
meta.
don't know. I don't want it nerfed into the ground. I like it being
I mean,
good. I
nobody
just
wants
want
to
the
have it nerfed to the
unplayable
ground.
stuff, buffed up. And anytime we talk about wanting more patches, that's what people think is like, you remember they got pissed at nerfs. We don't want nerfs. We just want a little bit more patches. I don't know.
Right.
So like
I
the
think-
last thing I want to say, I don't want to. I want to clarify because I don't want PoE 1 players to get upset. I think PoE 1 should be back on its 4-month cycle, but I strongly believe that PoE 2 is not ready for that cycle. And if that means we need a longer time between leagues, I am okay with that as long as we're getting patches in that time that help out the game. If it meant 5 to 6 months leagues for PoE 2, that's okay because it's not ready for the 4-month cycle in my head anyway. It just needs more patches throughout that period. We need 0.3.3, 3.4, etc. But we're locked into the 4-month thing at this point, so.
Interesting. I wonder, need a strike team to stay on PoE2 and tweak numbers and everything every few weeks.
We're getting there.
That's how I thought it was gonna be, right? Because if you go back to like Path of Exile 1's beta or alpha and beta that was public, that's what it was. It was every single week tweaking numbers, adding little new skills to the game, nerfing stuff, giving passive tree resets constantly to the players. I really thought PoE 2 was gonna be that. I think that it got too big too fast and they kind of panicked. I think that's what's happening here. But I think to both of your points, why not do it in these dead times, right? When there's still 20,000 people playing the game.
Yeah, that's what
and
Rabbit brought up last week.
Right. And not nerfing stuff, just like, buffing some skills here and there.
Yeah,
I think
changes.
I think we talked about
experiments.
This. Right. When I was on, like taking the Dota 2 approach where, you knock up some numbers by a few percentage points and you tweak
if it doesn't
some
work, knock it back down a little bit,
Well, my concern is they are so into the whole I just my fear is there's someone internally that's like anytime it's like okay let's do this patch it's like okay wait That shouldn't be in this patch though, because this is going to be really awesome for a part of 0.4 because it makes 0.4's announcement more hype. Like that is my big concern, is there is just so much stuff that like they could have released to us a few weeks ago, but it's like, well, we might as well just hold it for 0.4 because if we announce it with this, that's going to be a grand slam.
No, you're 100% right. No, that's exactly what they're doing. Have you guys seen Chris Wilson's talk designing Path of Exile 2 to be played forever, GDC? That talk?
I have not.
Oh my god, dude, Cal, as a game designer too, you should totally watch that. It's amazing. Hour-long talk. And he actually goes over, I can't believe I haven't thought of this until this moment. You just said it, Cal. You're 100% right there. They used to do exactly that for Path of Exile 1. They used to do like month-long league cycles. They used to do balance patches every 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, back to 1 month. And they kept seeing players drop off, right? And then when they committed to, back then it was the 3-month league cycle, where they saved it, they released it, bug fix, and then saved everything for the next patch. They just saw year after year after year, release after release, player numbers go up, which is really what they care about, right? It's exactly what they're doing with Path of Exile 2, I think. They released that 031 patch because it was only a month in, or 3 weeks, whatever. So they released it. Everything else is being saved for 0.4, so it can be big, it can be hype, a bunch of players can come back to the game. They can release supporter packs, they can release the mystery boxes. I know you're saying it's not ready for that, but it's a release game. Like it is a sucky thing to debate because I get what you're saying, but that is not that they are just treating it like it's fully released at this point, right? So because it's fully monetized.
I don't even mind them doing that.
Yeah,
I don't even mind them doing that. Like the thing is, you can have and save all the new features and stuff for like the big patches. But I think that they just need to do a little bit more frequent like balance changes in the middle. Like buffing certain unused skills, tweaking, like you said, tweaking some numbers here and there. That's all it would be, like tweaking numbers and fixing bugs. But then the big content is for the big patches.
But then Path of Exile players, they're crazy. The cool stuff isn't even the content, it's the holy crap, oh my god, Lightning Arrow got a 13% nerf in damage. Guys, the meta's changed forever. Right? That's what people freak out about. Like if you watch Dreamcore's videos, great example. He is going over like, the most minute balance changes, some uniques that have very niche interactions. People love this. They love this. This is what core Path of Exile players live for. Maybe not newer Path of Exile players. Maybe they're just in it for the content. But for a lot of them, I swear, going through that crap, going through the 20,000 lines of patch notes on patch day, that is the hype thing. Not the, oh my gosh, they just added Act 5. Oh my goodness, they just added a druid. They're going to be reading through all the skill gem changes and theorizing over that for the next long while. I think GGG has kind of realized that. Like that's their bread and butter. That's why they make it such a show, right? And that's why the patch notes are so obsessed over by everybody for a week or 2 weeks. And when that patch came out last night for Path of Exile 1, every single Twitch stream, people are going line by line in the patch notes, talking about all the repercussions for hours and hours. That's not for me, personally, but I know it's for a lot of Path of Exile players. That is what they enjoy most about the game. I'm just heavily speculating and trying to think of what might be going on their end. So,
well, we talked about it earlier. I think the biggest thing is that they had to do some form of like not a reset, but like the gap between the leagues was not the perfect 2-month cycle that they wanted. They either needed to release one of them a little bit early, like they're doing with the PoE 2 league, or they had to release one of them like extra late to compensate otherwise. So there was gonna have to be a weird micro adjustment at some point. We talked about this last week, I think, and I think releasing this league before Christmas makes sense if it's ready.
I think it's ready.
If it's ready.
I think it's ready. They're totally gonna.
I hope so.
Oh, I'm sure they're just gonna cut crap. Like Act 5,
but,
no Act 5.
But I would almost. Well, I don't think any new act's coming, but like I don't know. Maybe I just have a different mind of it. I guess I just have a very different mind of it. I am okay with them delaying if it meant we got more stuff and the league was in a better state. But there's plenty of players. I see more people who are of the Jonathan mindset of like in his last interview, he said, from now on, we're just like, if we're going to cut stuff if we're not going to make it. And that's just it. That's the world we're going to live in. That I'm okay giving them more time to get the league as good as possible in early access. But it seems like I'm very much in the minority there, that they're okay. Like people just want the league out as always, and they don't care otherwise. I don't know. I'm only so I consider myself only a PoE 2 player at this point. I'm not going to be going into. I'm going to assume most PoE 1 leagues I'm going to be skipping especially once PoE 2 is on a full on cycle. Even with someone who's not playing both games, I am okay with like a little extra time to develop the game. But there's some people who are ARPG fiends and they want that game every 2 months. So
yeah, I think you're one of the rare ones. I think most people will want the 4-month cycle. They want updates. They want to play the game more.
I want that by launch, but I don't think
No, I think even now, right?
Still. Oh yeah,
Even
I know
now.
I'm definitely in the minority there.
I think it's partly again like they are treating it like a full release, so the players are treating it like a full release. But on all honesty, right? If you're talking about the amount of content that's in a game, there would be companies that would call this game a full release game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To be honest, it's got
this game has more than D4 did on launch for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. Might even have more than D4 right now.
Ooh, wow, guys, we left that in the beginning. What is going on? Come on. No shots. Yeah, and a lot of people with the content in game right now, I mean, don't even finish it, right? I think a lot of people probably listening to this, us, right? You guys run through, you finish the content. Man, I finished it this time. In 01, 02, I finished like my Atlas fully, which is cool. But it took me a stupid amount of time to do on one character. When it's as big as Path of Exile 1, or I really just Path of Exile 1, when it has all these different bosses and mechanics to interact with, I can see like the playtime be extended so far out for a lot of people, especially not only the extra endgame systems, but all these cool new skills that some people are very excited for, like the Druid. Like I've been if it is bad, guys, I'm probably going to be depressed. So don't tune into my stream if Druid ends up sucking. I'm going to be so sad.
I think, it's interesting. The game is in a really good spot. We get comments every week on the podcast of someone saying, "I'm just now getting to red maps." Like there are a lot of people like, I don't want to call them casuals, but they are the average player base. Like they are the normies. Like they like it is not normal for someone like me to have 10 plus characters, or someone like Miso who has like 5 to 6 characters. I don't know how many you have, Miso. You probably have more than 5 or 6.
I have
don't know.
3 or 4, I think.
Or 3 or 4. Like even that is not normal. Like, the average player probably gets 1 character, 2 yellow maps, and then quits right now because there's really not much to push into after that right now. I talk about it every week. The biggest reason I want the 0.4 is because 0.3 is the same patch as 0.1 in my head in a lot of ways. We're playing the exact same game we were playing a year ago. It's just gotten some quality of life.
Really? Go into that. I haven't heard this.
The end game loop, I think, is what Cal's saying. The end game loop of mapping and doing the content. The content's all pretty the same. In terms of like the end game mapping, it's like they added Abyss, they added the those bosses like Jade Isles, and everything else is the same.
Was 0.2 different?
They added crafting. What?
Was 0.2 different? You're saying the same as 0.1. What was 0.2?
0.2 only added Wisp.
Right,
really.
I know. Yeah, it was okay. Okay,
that wasn't a content change.
Okay,
but the
end game loop has been the exact same for players like us for about a year. The only reason we've been able to play so much is because of just all the build crafting going on, because like there's not many people doing it.
Right.
Well,
guess
there's
what?
something new to explore with crafting. But that's not really like content.
Yeah. Well, guess what, guy? And what are they focusing on for 0.4? But from their own mouth, end game, guys.
That's why I have the mindset of if it's delayed, it's okay, because I really need that end game rework to just like because I don't want to re-roll. I want to sit on one character for a month, just one character, and
that's
just
the way,
get
bro.
it as thick as possible. I want to do what King Kongor did and just sit on that warrior and like craft it as well as I can, and I have not had that urge in this game yet. Like we talk about wearing builds like underwear. We're changing them every day, and I don't want that. I want to really give a character a good haul, and we don't have that at all.
Be really curious to see what they're going to do there. What would please you guys with an end game loop? Is it just having bigger challenges for your characters to face, some more scaling of regular maps? Are you talking about kind of a boss progression loop, kind of like what we have in Path of Exile 1 or even in Last Epoch, where you have the regular boss set and then you have the Uber bosses? Because honestly, right now, Uber Arbiter, I killed Uber Arbiter. I have crap gear, okay? I do not have anything maxed out. I can kill Uber Arbiter. I can kill all the Ubers. Are you looking for that next tier of bosses, or what do you guys think would really satisfy you? Is it something just completely different, like a washing away of the Infinite Atlas? I'm curious.
I think like Path of Exile 2 is a little bit different than Path of Exile 1, because Path of Exile 1, I think there is like a lot of scaling to do with just mapping. And I mean, there's also scaling with bosses, right? But I think in Path of Exile 2, there's a little bit more emphasis on like the bossing side of things. So I think like having those more difficult bosses might be something that for me is the thing that I'm looking for the most. Of course, I would like them to scale mapping as well and making it more rewarding. But I think that scaling the end game content, making more pinnacle bosses, more challenging fights, things that actually make me want to push my gear further, that's really exciting for me. Like, for example, in PoE 1 right now, I've been playing on my Flicker Strike character since the beginning of the league right now. I haven't swapped once, and I'm still not even close to the ceiling of the build. Like, I still want to keep pushing. I haven't done all the pinnacle bosses. I mean, of course, I'm like slower than like your experienced Path of Exile 1 like player who's been playing leagues after league after league since the beginning. But I've been having a good time just pushing my character to the end game. And I feel like if it was a Path of Exile 2, I would have hit the ceiling a long time ago and swapped builds maybe like half week ago.
I think you mentioned in one of your recent videos, Misu, that I just hit level 90 in Path of Exile 1 and Path of Exile 2. I probably would have been pretty much at the ceiling of my build, but in Path of Exile 1, that is road
early
stop
end game,
1.
baby.
Yeah, that's early end game.
That's
hey,
early
let's
end
go.
game.
Yeah, we got all these different vectors to scale your character. And even I do not min-max at all, but I realize this as well, and it's cool, right? Just casually, like, what did I finally do? Well, this is embarrassing. God, I didn't have my amulet anointed until yesterday. Oh my God. Oh, what am I doing with my life? Seriously. But then I also, I re-rolled like all of my flasks to be pretty much perfect now. So I'm invulnerable in maps, essentially, thanks to this flask re-roll and everything. And then I looked at my tree. I optimized a few paths. I have this oh gosh, what is it? The leaping jewel that you get from Cirrus.
Intuitive leap.
Not intuitive. A thread of hope. Thread of hope. That one. Yeah. So I got a new thread of hope, and I can access all these different paths. It's like there's all these different vectors. I know it sounds complicated, guys. I am not that smart. You just play it. It's like work, right? I hate watching people do work, but once you actually experience it yourself, you understand it. It clicks. I know this all sounds like gobbledygook, but man, I can just do this with my mind off. It's so freaking weird, right? Like last night, I was just playing at like 12 a.m. and I was just doing all these optimizations on my character. And I was just listening to Chapel Roan like blast out, about some crazy, I can't repeat it on Twitch, but some songs. And I wasn't even thinking. And it's just cool. I like it. I like that sort of stuff. And I do have to think a lot more in Path of Exile 2, I feel, but it's more to do with the gameplay. Like with Path of Exile 1, I have mind off gameplay. I really would love for Path of Exile 2 to have a little bit more just basic build craft in the skill tree, in what skills you're using and how you interact, like some of the unique items. It just seems like it's such a linear path right now. And it doesn't like keep going. Like you guys have said, it just stops. Like it's not that cool. So
yeah, you can
even I experienced that.
The best build's one shot Uber Arbiter like very early on.
That's crazy.
That's not good. You hit the damage ceiling for like what you need for bosses like just way too easily for a lot of builds. And from there it's just optimizing defenses, and there's not anything that like you really need to optimize your defenses around too heavily around right now. Obviously like if you're doing Juice Delirium maps, you need to be tanky, but I don't know. The thing for me right now is like obviously bossing is huge, but I don't know. I just want Delve. I like Delve is just for the kind of the way I play the game. I like defensive oriented builds, and there's just no content in the game that I guess Simulacrum doing like tier 3 semi runs. Like you kind of have to build tanky, but you don't really have the reward from it, so that kind of sucks.
How about tanking the Uber Arbiter booms? That's got to be hard, right? Is that not that hard?
But there's not like a reward structure for it. It's like, so yeah, I can take it. So what? Does that mean I get more rewards?
Got it. Okay. No, yeah.
And that's the problem. There is the ceiling content. Like if you uber juice out like your bosses with wisps and like all these things, it will become an absolute machine. But then like you kill it, you get a chaos orb.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you see the shark stuff that Farmer was doing?
I did. Yeah.
So
great.
like it's cool that you can do that, but there's no extra reward for doing that kind of stuff. So it's just like we need more ways to achieve that level of difficulty that is designed in the game intentionally with reward structure around them. And there's not that. Like we literally like I don't even know what you would compare the current end game of PoE 2 to like where it's at in PoE 1. Like maybe early tier 16s, like, and early tier 16s in PoE 1 is nothing of the end game. Like I don't even know, like
it's like
PoE 2 is missing so much depth right now. We just need those first layers of depth.
It's like Path of Exile 1 Shaper era. I wasn't around during that, like I've just read about it. It's like Path of Exile 1 just had, I think it was just the Shaper as the pinnacle, and that's it. A pretty base level Atlas. It had 4 bosses: the Guardian, the Phoenix, Minotaur, blah blah blah, and then the Shaper. I probably equate that to kind of where Path of Exile 2 is at right now.
Yeah,
which
I mean,
it makes sense because it's a young game. I think just a lot of people had more expectations on the end game going into it, so and it just ended up faltering a little bit. So
I mean, I don't think any of us are like unhappy with the state of the game. We're all
I love it.
We think the game is great.
I love it. I can see where people have issues. I honestly, guys, I don't experience a lot of the issues that I talk to you guys about or I see people chatting about. I don't. Because what did I do? I played one character all the way through to the Ubers in PoE2 or to the Uber in PoE2. And I had a great time. I loved Abyss. I like the Atlas progression. I was pretty much fine with it. The only bad thing is stupid Citadels. The RNG. Guys, hundreds of Waystones. Way out in the Atlas. One set of Citadels. Funny. What's going on? I got so
every single league I've had like no issues ever finding Citadels.
Get out of here.
Always hear people crying.
That was the only thing that really upset me. But everything else, I really enjoyed it. Like I played this for a tremendous amount of time. I pushed my character like off stream and everything. Lots of my friends really enjoyed it too. I had a great time with it. But I do understand where some of the failings are coming in from. And GGG does too, which is why, man, a lot is can you imagine if like people don't like what GGG do? Like GGG very often misses, okay? And I feel like a lot of people are in agreement that the tower system was a miss. The Infinite Atlas is kind of a miss. And I think this is going to be a win. Like they've gone into the laboratory and they've concocted the perfect end game for Path of Exile 2 and they're waiting to unveil it into the world. It's going to be so interesting. Do you think they'll keep the Infinite Atlas, you guys? Or do you think they're going to
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
I think they've been pretty adamant about it.
I think people overthink the Infinite Atlas in like a lot of really negative ways. I think it can be iterated on to be a lot better. I think there's a lot of ways you can work favored maps into this system to where you're able to choose your locations a lot easier, whether it's based off the terrain or something, or just through currencies that reroll the location. But I feel like just the structure of it, there's no way they're getting rid of it. Like they're going to want the art. Like, I don't know. I like it. I don't have a problem with the Atlas. I like the, in my solo self-found run that I've been doing, I just went over, like, once you know how to navigate the Atlas, like, I needed Rakiata's Flow. So I just, like, if you know how to get Rakiata's Flow, it only spawns along water. So you just follow rivers and waters and eventually you're going to find lots of Jade Isles. And like, as long as GGG keeps making it more easy to find stuff like that, like, I think it's fun. Like,
so here's so bosses, like more scaling. That's what you guys are kind of looking for your characters. As a resident non-scaler, you know, the 4.5 minute Uber Arbiter checking in, guys. It was a great fight. What I would be looking for with the end game update is, oh man, what's the proper game design term? Not a checklist, but like things that you complete. You have like checkpoints going through your Atlas progression, right? Right now, it's so bland and boring with the corrupted nexuses and how you're finding those and getting points for your Atlas skill tree, and then you go and spend it in your Atlas skill tree, and it doesn't really make any effect, I swear, on the gameplay. I don't feel the effect. I want that Atlas tree to actually have an effect on your gameplay experience in the Atlas. I want you to feel it. When you allocate those first 2 points or 4 points, it should make a sizable impact on what you're doing in the Atlas. Maybe even make a visible impact on the Atlas itself. Just, there's no feedback. Like, it's like you're aimlessly going toward what, but along the way to Arbiter,
Nope.
There's just not anything.
We lost him.
Oh,
we lost him.
You lost?
But,
What'd you lose? I'm back?
Yeah, you're back.
I'm back. Cool. Lit. Okay. I was saying, on your way to Arbiter, you don't have those checkpoints that you're hitting and you're feeling like you're making this cool progress, right? It's kind of just like a quick cascade. You're going out from the center of the Atlas. You're getting points on your Atlas tree that you don't really feel them making any impact. You're going out, you find citadels. Oh, you find your 3 citadels. Boom, boom, boom. Arbiter, right? I want it to feel like more of a journey. I want the exploration to have like a visible impact on my gameplay. I just don't feel like it does right now. And you're kind of just aimlessly going out to find the Arbiter, and you're finding these corrupted nexuses, and it's not really improving your experience. That's just the way I feel with it.
I feel it. And I actually made a video talking about this, that our Atlas is really just not very impactful, and I would like it to be more impactful. So the exact same thing as what you're saying. But I would also argue that in Path of Exile 1, you're not really getting that much value off your first couple points either. Like, especially at the beginning, all you're doing is Kirax anyways, right? You barely feel that. So it's not like you're seeing a visible change in your gameplay until you actually fill out your entire Atlas, right?
And here is I'm going to counterattack. All right, here you go.
All right.
Counterattack. True. Kind of. Okay, because when you go in Path of Exile 1, the moment you step into maps, all this different content has a chance to spawn as opposed to the campaign instantly, because it's such a, like, it's, what do people call it? It's a bloated game, right? It has like 20 different things that can spawn in your very first map that maybe you encountered once or twice in the campaign. So it already has that visceral change. I don't really feel that with Path of Exile.
Well, we got the change in the middle of the league, remember? Our game does that now too. You can every map has a chance of spawning at the league mechanics now.
Right.
So it does have that change now. So maybe next patch we might feel something different.
You're right.
But I think the biggest difference for me between the Atlas in Path of Exile 1 and the Atlas in Path of Exile 2 is that every single map you do gives you progression.
Yeah.
At the beginning of Path of Exile 1, hitting maps, every single map you do gives you an Atlas point. Like, if you haven't done that map before, it's an Atlas point, right? And then every time you're like, oh, okay, now I'm progressing. Now I get more points. Now I'm getting more towards this. But then in Path of Exile 2, you have to look for those corrupted nexuses. And then it's like, you got to progress towards it, got to walk towards it. You got to go through like 7 or 8 maps of like no progression to hit that final 1 Atlas point.
Oh my God, you're so right. Oh God.
And then if you fail it, then you don't even get the Atlas point. And then you got to look for another corrupted nexus. So that's the thing I think like that is really nice about Path of Exile 1 that I actually just thought about, is that like the moment you hit the end game, you're progressing.
I'm like a monkey.
Every single map is progression. Like every single map.
I couldn't disagree more. I don't,
oh my God.
I don't feel that vibe. Like, obviously, doing the checklist of all the maps is like a list of things you have to do, but I fucking hate it. I hate having to do every single map once in PoE 1. Now, I'm not saying that hunting the corruption zones is great, but I don't like love the PoE 1 system. I don't love having to do every map once. Like, that doesn't get me excited
either. I don't love it either, but it's that sense of progression. It's like, that's the thing that is missing. It's like, how you get the progression is whatever, right? That's something else to decide upon. But it's just like the nice thing about PoE 1 is that the moment you get into endgame, every map you do, it's progression. Whereas that's not the case in PoE 2. It's just, again, you're trying to go towards those
I don't feel
nexuses.
that. Like, what do you mean by no progression? I'm going into a map for experience. I'm going into a map for loot.
But you
Like,
still get
I'm
that in
going into
Path
a
of
map
Exile
because
1
I'm
too.
trying to get to the next citadel. Like,
Well, you're
I,
not doing that at the
I
beginning
don't
of
need
the
some like
beginning of
ooga ooga
maps.
monkey brain checklist that makes me want to go
No,
into my map.
hey, come on, Cal.
Like,
That's
A
what
lot of people like it.
The
A
Atlas
lot of people
tree
want it.
fucking sucks in PoE 2. The Atlas tree is awful. I think I talked about a few weeks ago how I feel like the Atlas tree is what needs the next overhaul completely. That whole system is awful, but like I don't need
You might
that
not need it, but
individual
it's
checklist
nice.
for that
A
first
lot of people
set
like
of
it.
maps. But it just goes away really quick. There's other
Well,
end
no.
game systems that I
The
want to
thing
choose.
is,
that might be
like-
someone's entire league, though. You might like want to complete all the maps now. Like I am, Miso. You have read me like I'm thinking in my brain. I'm like, oh, it's like the meme. It's the monkey see banana neuron activated. When that little you just got another bonus point from completing a new map. Oh my god, that's exactly what it is. I'm so simple. Oh my god.
Well, no, it's not even just you. It's if you think about it today, and there was this conversation like a week ago talking about how like indie games are like completely beating out AAAs right now. But like a lot of it is the most successful games right now are just like you get in there, you hop into the gameplay, no bullshit story, no nothing. You go in there, you progress, you make the numbers go bigger, bigger, bigger. Every single round you play, you're progressing, right? Those are all the popular games right now. Ball X Pit or like what was it, Mega Bonk or Arc Raiders. You go in, you're finding loot every corner of the place you go. Like all these games are like just feedback, constant feedback loop of like giving the player progression higher number, and that is at the very end of the day, maybe you might say you don't need it, but people love that type of stuff. People are driven by it.
This is not like I don't understand the point. That's like I don't need that map checklist though at the initial entry.
Well, again,
point
I
of
think you're getting
maps,
stuck
too.
on the map checklist. I'm just saying
sorry
that
about
you
that
want to
language.
have that level of like just feeling like you're progressing every single map, because at the end of the day, the level progression is like you're not leveling every single map. You don't get the ding, I get a point every single map, right? When you're in Path of Exile, it's like after maybe 5 maps or something, like 2 or 3 maps, you get a level or something, and then you get the boost. But again, in Path of Exile 1, it's every single map you just get something. You get something, and it's like without it, it's like, are you going to get better loot? I don't know. Probably not. You're probably not going to
It
get
sounds like you just
upgrade
got
for another
TikTok
5
brain to
maps.
me. Like
No,
I don't.
But it's not.
I just want to hit maps and I level my character and I get more gear and I get more currency. Like yes, the
But that's
progression
everybody,
systems
though.
in PoP
I
2 is
understand.
bad, but like I don't.
I-
I don't need this initial checklist of like doing things. I
Again,
just need more
you're looking at
content
it
that
from
I'm
your
actively
perspective.
working towards.
You need to stop looking at it from your perspective, because you're not everybody. The majority of the
But
players
I can only talk
are
about
like
my
this.
perspective, so I'm arguing my perspective. I don't need like. There's
But
plenty
would
of
it
people that
be
agree with my
bad, though?
perspectives. We
Would
don't
it be
need
bad?
this.
Would it
Would
be
be
bad
bad? Like
to add this? Like, is there a net negative for adding
I think
more
I
progression?
think if we're talking about copy pasting the PoE 1 map system to PoE 2,
I'm just saying, like, giving us some sort of like what I was saying is like the nice thing about Path of Exile 1 is every single map you're getting like a point of progression, right? I'm not saying that you need to have it be checklist of maps. I'm not saying that you need to do X, Y, or Z to do it, but just having the thing where it's like something where it feels like I'm progressing every single map is very
that's
nice.
kind of how the Atlas is set up right now. With like you have to collect if you want to finish your breach part of the passives, you got to do like breach stuff and collect all your breach stuff and work towards that. Like yeah, yes, it's nice when you initially hit maps and you do every map, you get that +1, but that you clear that out really quick. So like what is it like?
Not me,
Like a
bro.
little less than
Where
100
most-
maps.
Not me, bro.
Like,
That
you
is
get
like
through
my
that,
progression. That is like that's the thing though. So I think here's the two like types, like people with your perspective, Cal. I think you're okay. Like one thing you didn't even know about like the challenges in Path of Exile 1, right? There's a whole sect of people that is what they do. They go, they get the challenges. Oh my gosh, that's the focus. It's a checklist sort of thing, right? I think a lot of people are really oriented like that, where they like to complete these things. And once they have that completion in their heads, they're kind of done. So, for example, when I get all of my maps done on my Atlas and I get the challenges that I want in Path of Exile 1, I'm kind of done for the league. I don't want to push my character to be able to one shot Uber Shaper or even fight the Ubers or do all this stuff. But there are a lot of players who love to do that, right? That's a lot of people play ARPGs just for that, the constant progress. And I think
those things are fine.
Yeah.
But...
Right. I think there's a whole bunch of different, that's what I'm saying. There's a whole bunch of different things that can all coexist in the game.
Yeah, we just need more content. We don't necessarily need like initially getting something that's immediately sending us all of this rewards right away, because that's what mapping is.
We
That's
don't
what
need
leveling
it,
your
but it's
character
very
through
nice.
maps.
Hear me out though. Hear me out,
I think
Cal.
that's just TikTok.
Okay.
Brain.
No. I hate TikTok, dude. Never going on my child's phones. Never. They're not even gonna have phones. Okay. Maybe when they're like 16. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna try. Flip phones. Okay. So hear me out, dude. Okay. So, Path of Exile 2, Infinite Atlas. Instead of Corrupted Nexus, okay, maybe Corrupted Nexuses give you like 1 or 2 passive points, okay, for your Atlas.
Well, I think the Nexus shit is shit, by the way.
Okay, then kill it. Never mind. It's killed with fire. Now, instead, for every map on the Atlas, okay, we've got like 100 different biome types. You got to hunt them down. It forces you to explore, like actual exploration. Like, okay, I just did the oh wow, I'm forgetting the map names already. This is really bad. The Forge map, 1 Atlas point. Okay. Oh, I can go left, I can go right. There's another Forge map that leads down this path. Oh, but there's a woodland map instead. Ooh, that's another Atlas point. Ooh, woodland map. And like you got to go across the Atlas to get all of your Atlas points by doing each of these maps once. I think that's kind of cool, right? It incentivizes exploration, and it gives that immediate feedback loop. You know, my TikTok brain loves that so much. But you, Miso, you have explained me. I see that is my number go up thing. I literally love that. You're so right, and I understand, Cal, how you just don't care. Like it couldn't matter. Like you're doing the map to make your character more powerful, progress to next map, essentially. But I totally love that extra little layer, because what if I don't get anything to make my character powerful? Oh, at least I got this little point. And that's like a goal for me to set out, like, okay, I'm going to do this for my account this league. I'm going to get 115 out of 115 Atlas points, complete all the invitations, all the maps, all this stuff. That's cool. Like a goal that you can set for yourself. I think a lot of people struggle with like setting their own goals sometimes. So when there's goals in games like this outline that are so clear, and they give feedback directly to the players, it helps a lot of people not feel so aimless. Another great example, sorry, I'm yapping a lot. Another great example is I've always pushed GGG, like, you know, in my Discord messages, I'm like, hey guys, you should add a cosmetic reward for everybody who kills Arbiter of Ash. I bet it will cause a lot of people to push themselves to the end game and really try to beat it out this league, and, you know, test out a wider variety of the content and maybe push their build and maybe push them like over the edge to find, oh, I actually love this part of the game, all that stuff. A lot of people love that sort of stuff. Like they eat it up. So I think that existing in the game is a pure W.
I like goals and I like challenges and I like things like that. To be exactly as clear as I can be, I do not like the way it works in PoE1 maps. Okay. Because I do not need I don't feel the need to do each map once, because I just want to do the maps, you know.
I get it.
That is not like a checklist I need. I just don't like that implementation of it. Of course, I want to get rewards from every maps. I think the Atlas in PoE2 is awful. It needs a complete rework. I hate it. Not just the corruption points getting it, but like the Atlas does not feel impactful at all. Like at all. You're just juicing tablets and waystones. Like that's all you want to do. It's so boring.
Oh, I can see it now, Cal. Hi, I'm Mark Roberts from Grinding Your Game. We're adding Atlas passive points to each new completed map. Atlas of Atlas. I can imagine.
I mean, it would not work in this. It would require a lot of changes for it to work in this game.
I think it could. I think it could just work. Literally, they could remove the nexuses, and then every unique map that you complete, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. So you literally do exactly what I was saying, where you're incentivized to go from a desert to a grassland to a aquatic to get all those new maps.
Yeah, but then you would need like reroll locations, or
no, you got to go further. Just got to keep exploring.
The RNG would be too bad for some people. Like the reason it works in PoE1 is because like you can either in Trade League you trade for maps, or in Solo Self-Found, was it Orbs of Horizons? What is it?
I only needed
the maps
to trade for 1 map for this Atlas run. I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah, I
Let's
don't think I
go.
did any trading for my maps.
Let's go.
That's
I
impressive.
think I did trading for unique maps. I think that's it.
Also, tip for PoE1 players out there, and I should have known this. I was using my KallTorak reroll mission things on yellow maps, and they were re-rolling to maps I hadn't completed, and I was doing them, and I'm like, why isn't it completing these maps? I haven't done the bonus. And it's because they were natural red tier maps, and they're natural red tier. They will re-roll as KallTorak yellow tier maps, but you got to do them as natural red corrupted rare. So I wasted like 15 of those KallTorak things before I realized, like a total idiot. So cool stuff.
What
Yeah.
would Miso? What would be what you would like? What is it you would change about the PoE2 mapping that gets it more in line with how you're feeling in PoE1?
Well, I think like here, I was actually so the whole thing about like the progression every map was not even like my main point about the Atlas. It was just a tangent. It was just like I just realized in my head right there that like that is like a really nice thing to have, right? But like I think like for me right now, it's like as you guys are saying, and I said this in the video, but if you overnight somebody logs into my account, right, and just remove every single Atlas point off my tree, I would not notice. I would not notice. I would not notice. So it's like they're just not impactful enough. And the main reason for that is yeah, in PoE 2. The main reason for that is because everything on the Atlas that is noticeable, shrines, strong boxes, rogue exiles, wisps, essences, they all suck. They all suck. Like they don't give you money. They don't give you anything. Like nobody puts them in there because it's just way more rewarding to juice pack size, rarity, quantity, tablet effectiveness, right? And that's an issue. And if they made those more impactful, then everybody would have more of a reason to actually path towards those things and not just focus on those intangible things of like quantity and pack size and rarity and stuff. Like if they made them better, that would be great. And also maybe what it is just instead of starting us off on these like, because like you have to kind of work your way out to actually even get to those, maybe putting those closer to the center where it's like having every like, because in Path of Exile 1, it's like you have like these travel nodes where it increases like your scarabs drop rate, right? But then like sprinkled within those travel nodes, much like the regular passive tree, you have a little cluster over here that's like, oh, this is a ritual cluster or whatever, right? So it's like instead of making me have to path out so far to start getting to some of these more impactful things, try to sprinkle them into the middle to actually let us have more of an impact early on would be great. Of course, again, making them more impactful. The other thing is that, and it's another thing that just came to mind, is that because of the way that the Atlas works in Path of Exile 1, you can actually start getting stuff for the ritual, your rituals earlier on. For Path of Exile 2, you need to go and kill King of the Mist to actually start getting effects onto your league mechanics, which are often the fun parts of the actual gameplay, and that's where you get your money, right? But in Path of Exile 1, you don't have to interact with those at all, and as you're just going through your Atlas progression, you are slowly able to pick up a little bit of these passives. Of course, most people again focus on KallTorak at the beginning anyways, but theoretically, if you wanted to, you could start specking towards rituals even as you're just like leveling through maps without having to get to that point of like, oh, I finally got the 100 splinters. I need to make sure my character is one, strong enough to kill it, and then also again get those splinters from the rituals.
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't put any like of the boss stuff onto the main Atlas tree. Like they're just completely separated. Like
I think it's actually nice that they're a little separated because it does make it a little bit more confusing when it isn't separated. Like it makes the tree really.
You can't be both though. Like you can't have like the separate tree as well as like little nodes that like. There's like it would be nice if like there was like because in that PoE1 Atlas tree, there's the nodes. There's like you have a 15% chance to see this encounter in the map now. Like having those on the Atlas tree would be nice, so you can like force those to spawn more. But there's nothing on.
I mean, there's definitely different ways to implement it, but I actually don't actually hate having separate trees because I do find that having that big tree can be very daunting for people. Like,
that's understandable.
It's literally just another passive skill tree. And people are already daunted at the first one, so now you add in a second one, and you're just like, oh, what do I do?
Does the first boss attempt need to be free? Like, we need to get into the first one easier?
It's pretty easy
just-
now, isn't it? What is it, like 50 breach?
I'm not
It's
sure.
not that
I don't have
bad.
an
It's
issue
not that
getting through
bad.
all of it. I don't know for the casual player if they have
It's not
trouble
that-
getting the first 50 for each one, because right now, like I imagine with the tablet changes, it's a little annoying getting a like 50, then 100, then 150 splinters without trading. But I have no idea.
I think again, it's just at the baseline. It takes too long to actually. Well, one, the tree itself, the things that are supposed to be impactful, the Rogue Exiles, Wisps, whatever, aren't impactful.
Oh
because
yeah,
they
they
suck.
suck.
And then two, it takes it would be nice if we could get those a little bit earlier on too.
Yeah. I agree. I hope that the tree sees some changes. I also, while you were talking there, though, I was thinking about, a lot of the nodes not very impactful on the actual waystones. We have this cool Infinite Atlas thing, right? I am still the mindset that in some way we should be able to shake up the actual map itself. And a big reason I don't think we can actually edit the map is because it's that seeded map that's generated at the start of your playthrough. Because I was thinking in my head, oh, what if you could allocate nodes on your Atlas tree that cause you to see citadels like 33% more of the time? Oh my gosh, that would be insane if there was a wheel that added that. But I don't think they can probably do that with the initial implementation or the current implementation. You think they can?
They can. Because what they did was, remember when they did the Citadel changes in the middle of the league? It's not like we had
just a number tweak.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's
like,
as long as it's beyond the fog of
unfog.
war. Yeah, it's fine.
Dude.
It gets generated as you go out.
So I think that would be cool if there would be wheels on the Atlas tree where you could shake up the actual tree. Like, okay,
Like a
cause more
terraforming wheel.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, screw it, it's not on the main tree. You unlock the terraforming tree when you kill the Arbiter of Ash. Oh, that sounds pretty damn cool, actually. Also lore correct as well. So I think that would be interesting. Ooh. Wonder if that's what they're gonna do. Because Cal, you're not gonna like this. Last Epoch does like the mono system with like basically the tiny timelines. So they're essentially really small Atlas tree, like Atlas, whatever, infinite Atlases. So I've always thought, oh, what if we could just shrink down the infinite Atlas by a great degree, and you could like complete one infinite Atlas, and then you'd be a bridge to the next one, and maybe you could add like almost like a roguelike. You could choose a whole bunch of different selections for that next Atlas based on what you completed in this prior Atlas. Like, okay, you're going to see 15% more iron citadels, or this map type will be more prevalent, or every single map will have a boss on this infinite Atlas or something, or a very powerful boss on this infinite Atlas. Something like that would be kind of interesting, because I'm just trying to think of a way that they can really shake up the end game. Because I think there's only so much they can do with their current implementation. I feel like they have to do something really radical to kind of change people's perceptions and really excite people about this new end game that they've been talking about since 0.2. I think they said, oh yeah, we're going to do that in 0.4. We have the focus for 0.3. 0.4 is going to be the end game shakeup. So I think they've had to be cooking. Racking my brain.
I have no idea. I think mapping is like the worst part of the game in terms of the end game loop. Like, mapping is a means to an end. It's not like no one no one except for like Dead Rabbit with his like super juice 400% rarity, and like the team farmers are like only doing maps. Most people like want to like go and do bossing or go and do the only content they like to do.
I think that's the opposite. I think most people want mapping to be fun, but the thing is,
that's what I'm saying.
They want rewarding.
That's what I'm saying. Like, mapping needs a complete overhaul, in my opinion. Like, mapping needs love. Like, people want it to be good, and it's not. It's in a really bad state. Like, mapping is just what you do to do something else. And I want mapping to be like really fun. And I don't know.
It's just the rewards at the end of the day. It's the rewards. Mapping does not give you rewards. Like, even if you juice max rarity, whatever, right? At max rarity quantity, it's still not as good as farming like Sekimas. It's still not as good as farming like Citadels. It's still not as good as farming these other methods that, give you money. Of course, it's better than like, I don't know, Uber boss farming. Well, actually,
I honestly think the RNG of maps is a lot of it for me, though. Like, they're just like, sometimes I get demotivated because there's not a string of maps I want to do. And I don't know if it like we talk about the terraforming thing a lot. Like, is there going to be a way we can ever reroll maps or something? But
Right.
I don't know. Like, anytime I buck like we need like big system changes. Like if I could like if whenever I say I did like a week of mapping and then I was able to like flag all of my favorite maps. Like I had like a list of like these are the 50 fortresses I've passed and or like a hot search for them so it's easier to find the maps I want to do. That would help a lot, but I don't know. Like I just can't get myself hyped up for mapping. Like even if I have like all the maps prepared and stuff, like
That's
I
another
don't
thing,
know.
right? Preparing maps is like so tedious. Like,
Yeah.
and the nice thing about Path of Exile 1 is that there are a lot of really good strategies that are just out and go strategies.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to do much and just out and go, and then you can still get a good amount of money. But then if you want a map in Path of Exile 2, it's like you need to have rarity, you need to have your tablets, and then you need to set up your maps. And then other than that, you're not going to be. I know. Try you don't really do that as much in Path of
I
Exile
know.
2,
I'm
but
just
if
laughing.
you're
I know.
if you're trying to actually get value out of your maps and trying to get like loot and like progression, like you kind of need to do that at the end game in order to actually be able to get like meaningful progression. Because like it's unfortunate, but if you don't do it, the economy leaves you behind.
I have a
If you don't do
question.
it, the economy leaves you behind.
You two have been playing a lot of PoE1. What are your thoughts on the 6 portal versus 1 portal stuff?
I
How much of
mean,
it do you think it impacts the mapping experience right now?
Massive.
Because like if you're
yeah.
doing a
Massive.
big juiced map in PoE1 and
Yeah.
you die, that is like the most. That's like it's not just losing the experience at that point. You were
Or
losing
PoE2, you mean?
so much. PoE2, excuse me, yeah. Like in
Yeah.
PoE2 with the 1 map deaths, like you like only can have a build that can do those. But even watching like again Dead Rabbit with his like super juiced blood mages and stuff with tech rods, like he'll randomly die to some stuff and like is the 1 portal a problem? I personally feel like I still like it, but I'm curious how you two feel after grinding so much PoE1.
It's for me, it's just too, like I've said a few times, it's very different games. Even though a lot of people are saying, oh, they're colliding, they're getting closer and closer together, they still feel quite dissimilar to me. And that's one of the big differentiating factors. The fact that in endgame, like I said, I just turn my brain off and I'm just going. I'm not really focusing. Oh, I died. Okay, well, I just go back in. I got 5 more portals. Oh, I died again. It's not a big deal. I got 4 more portals. There's no way I'm going to die 4 more times. And I really don't. I make sure all my defenses are in order. I can just chill, turn my brain off. Path of Exile 2, I mean, I know I don't prepare my maps, but I still don't want to lose XP, and I don't want to have to do my map without any access to tablets. So when I walk in and I've fully juiced that map by adding all the modifiers I can to it, I've got 1 portal. I am locked in. I am back straight. I'm looking at the screen. No other focus. No YouTube. No Chapel Roan playing in the background. I'm just playing PoE2. So I don't know. There's 2 different vibes. I'm fine with both. They're very different though. And I can see why people don't want to have to focus. We want to have, a movie or something, or not pay attention and still get rewards and play to the maximum in PoE2, are pissed with the current setup. But I like the risk reward ratio. I think that's one of the big differentiating factors. That's one of the things that I've noticed quite a bit is Path of Exile 2, in addition to like all the drawbacks, the drawback meme, there's a lot more risk reward stuff. Like sprinting is another thing, right? Sprinting is huge risk, massive reward if you do it properly. I like that. It engages me a lot more when I'm playing. Can't turn my mind off, which sucks sometimes when I want to. My take.
Personally, I think the problem with the 1 portal thing is not as much as risk reward. Sorry. It's that when you die, it feels so bad because you have to run that map to get to the next Atlas point. But at the same time, that map you cannot juice with your tablets or anything. Everything's gone. And then you just have to like at some point, I know people who just sack random maps into those and just do them, like because they're not going to run a tier 15 on it because they're like, there's no point. Like I'm not gonna really get anything. I don't have like my tablets. I don't have anything, right? So I think like it's not as much about a risk reward at that point. It's just more like it feels really bad when you die because you know that you had to run it like.
There's so many things stacked up, right? You have minus 10% XP, all tablets missing, if it had a powerful map boss on it. That's gone now too. I think there's just so many factors at play that like maybe loosen up it a little bit. Do you think if it didn't remove the ability to use tablets, would that be a problem?
It would be better. It would be better. It would be 100%
Right.
better.
Yeah.
That's
Like-
what I'm trying. There's a disconnect between PoE 2 mapping and PoE 1 mapping, and I know we talked about how like you have that initial setup of getting the feedback from the Atlas passive points, but even ignoring that, like there's still a lot of pretty big disconnects, and like if even like increasing the amount of rewards from getting mapping, there's just still something off, and I don't know if it's the portal meta. What were you gonna say, Miso?
Oh no, I don't think I was gonna say anything. I was just gonna say that I was just saying that it feels bad. I think having the extra tablets or being able to use your tablets again would make it feel a lot better.
Because you're still using an instance of the tablet, right? So on that first map you failed, just go again. I don't wonder if there was like an abuse case that they couldn't solve because they
Like,
didn't have
maybe
enough time to implement it.
Maybe it's
If it
about
didn't-
like, oh, they don't want you to keep running one map over and over again because like if you could keep
That's what
using
would happen.
tablets, then you would just maybe some people would be like, I'm just not going to kill the boss. I'm just going to TP
Yep.
out, come back in.
That's
and
exactly
then
what
just
would
put the
happen.
tablet back in. But like, it's hard
exactly
again
what would
because
happen.
like it's just it's an all or nothing thing where it's like you die and you lose the fun. You can't have fun on that map anymore. But you need it
Should
to
it-
go through it to progress to the next one. But you can't.
Yeah. I was about to say, should it like just complete the area, but like you don't get any rewards, but then people would just like instantly like void maps to like skip them fast. So like it'd be so cheesable. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tough.
I mean, I just think that maybe portals shouldn't be tied to. I think it should go back to 6 portals. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it
Ooh,
should just go
spicy
back to 6
take.
portals.
Spicy take.
Maybe we should just go back to 6 portals.
The
'Cause
current-
I think it like if the visual clarity is going to be this difficult, like it's just like a side effect of the PoE 2 graphics, where we're just gonna have to like deal with the visual clarity. I know the solutions always say go play hardcore. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm too old and I'm a bum. I'm gonna stick to my softcore.
So much time potentially wasted. By the way, man, starting in hardcore, actually getting far and going to softcore sucks way more than I thought it was going to. Oh my god, I didn't realize. No gold. Your stash tabs are all messed up. None of your side quests are completed. You don't have any of your crafting recipes.
Oh,
my
really?
God.
Oh, right, because
Oh
you
my
transferred
God.
leagues. That's so funny.
I didn't realize.
Yeah,
I'm an
it's
I
idiot.
really
think about
bad.
that.
I won't
It's
do
I
it
really
didn't think
again.
bad.
about that.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
didn't realize.
Yeah, and you got to go back and do your quests for like the
bench craft.
forging bench or the whatever. And it's
Yep.
just it sucks. It's not a very good system.
I had to
that they
redo
have right
King's
now.
March, all the King's March setup side quests. I had to do that. Oh, it hurt, but it is done.
We've kind of been all over the place with this combo, but I didn't even actually look at, or like, I didn't follow the show notes. We just kind
It
of been
doesn't
going
matter.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Try just going back to the PoE 1 combo. Like, what would you rate the league?
I would rate the league. The initial number that came into mind was 7 out of 10. But I think that after a little bit more consideration, 8 out of 10. So the reason I initially go to 7 out of 10 is it's because I'm a stubborn boy and I tried to make Cleave of Rage work. And that was quite the journey to tier 16 and a half maps. And I think in PoE 1, just like in PoE 2, honestly, unless you have infinite currency and time, there are just some skills that you cannot make work. And unfortunately, I really love the concept of Cleave of Rage as a skill. I love the feeling of it, but I just couldn't make it work. I was a little frustrated for a little bit there. I swapped to slams for the first time ever. Guys, playing PoE for 6 years, every league except last league, I've never played slams. Holy crap, they are massively fun. Love Ground Slam. What a great feeling. Very powerful. Ever since playing Ground Slam, man, I've been cruising, having a great time. So, Cleave of Rage, 7 out of 10. Slams, 8 out of 10. Genesis Tree, absolutely love it. Very basic gameplay loop of go kill monsters in breaches for a few maps, come back to Genesis Tree, set up what you want to craft, and hope it births out what what you really are looking for, or at least a good base, and actually have it succeed quite a bit of the time. I really like that. I would almost want to see that, or a version of that, crafted to Path of Exile too. I think it would work, honestly, especially for that early game, or if you're like me, late game, very powerful initial item creation. Very cool system.
Mm-hmm. It feels almost Path of Exile 2-esque sometimes.
That's
in
what
my
I feel
opinion.
like.
It's a
I
pretty
feel like
Path
it
of
is a
Exile 2
PoE 2
system.
system.
Yeah, big fan of it. So I've been really enjoying the league, which shocked me because I thought I was basically done with PoE 1 after 3.26. I did not like it. I just bounced so fast. I didn't even finish Act 4. That's insane. I'm usually past Act 4 in like 3 hours. And then I ended up playing this. I beat the campaign in like 7 hours. And I've just been playing like casually pretty much every night, late at night, and really enjoying myself. So I'm like in tier 17 maps now. I did Maven last night and killed her on my last portal. Favorite boss fight in the game. In both games. Maven is so peak, you guys. Oh my gosh. I peaked in the final phase with all the beams up. Before then, I lost 4 portals to the memory game. Beams come up, baby. I just locked in and I did the memory game with the beams twice. And I was like, oh, yes, let's go. So that also is kind of showing you what my DPS was like. So it wasn't that great. Not a great uptime, but it was really fun.
Yeah, maybe it's great.
I like Sirius. I like Sirius. This is my first league where I did a lot of bosses, and I think Sirius might be one of my favorite, if not my favorite PoE or ARPG boss I've ever done. If we get more fights like Sirius, like we need fights like Sirius in PoE too. That was super fun.
It's a controversial opinion, but I really like him too.
I think it's very interesting.
He's the one where he's like floating in the air and he comes down and he's like the big red black balls, right? Okay, I like that fight. Why don't people like it?
Die.
Oh.
Pretty much that.
Okay.
The die beam, the off screen. I think a lot of people remember it from initial release in 3.9 when the die beam would off screen you. Like you'd spawn in, you'd walk out of your grace period, and then the die beam would come from like 4 screens away.
Yeah, that's happened with Shaper Beam before, plenty of times.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Shaper was cool. I did a lot of bosses. I did a lot of bosses I had never done before, and they were I like a lot of the bosses in Endgame. They're super fun. But Shaper was the one that was like, oh, if we get like a fight like this that like we aren't one-shotting, it's actually we're forced into like a 3 to 4 minute fight. Like, because Arbiter Ash is not a good fight in my opinion. Like ignoring the one shot, like even in a 2 to 3 minute fight, I find him very mechanically boring. I don't know if that's just me. I feel like he's not a bad fight, but he's not like, I would say most of the PoE 1 endgame fights that I just did were better than Uber Arbiter. For sure.
I would agree with you, honestly. I like Shaper, Maven, Searing XR.
I like Jet. I think Jet is a cool fight in a Breach. I think he's got a lot of fun mechanics, but he even then, like, I think he's cooler than Arbiter. Yeah.
He topples over.
Yeah. Arbiter has massive aura, but yeah, after you get his mechanics, it's a pretty simple fight.
Even if you don't one-shot him, it's like, after you've gotten the mechanics down, it's...
Yeah.
But I feel like that's kind of like how it should be.
For sure. I feel like that should be the average
boss. Yeah.
But when I'm thinking like Uber bosses and like pointing to push a pinnacle fight, like having like a hard, like what was it? It was the fight that's it's not serious. It's the 2 bosses that are mixed together.
Uber Elder.
Yeah, Uber Elder. Like that shit's fucking awesome. Like we need chaotic fights like that. That like obviously once you get
it's actually
DPS,
it's not actually that chaotic though, because at first I thought it was pretty chaotic. But then once you understand that, I think Shaper does like 3 or 4 rounds of attacks into a beam. After I understood that, it was like.
Well, I didn't do Uber. I didn't do that fight. I only watched a video on it. I quit before I got that far. Only made it 6 days.
Fun fight. I'm probably gonna try that tonight. So
cool.
We'll see.
Yeah, I wanted to get through all of them, but I blame the build. Everyone told me not to play the build I played, but I did it anyway because I'm me. So.
What did you end up playing? Just the skill? What is it?
Cyclone Assassin, Poison Cyclone Assassin.
Interesting. Okay.
And the biggest reason I quit was because of the AoE radius.
Oh.
Like having to like I just had to be on top of bosses, and like even like on
Yeah.
like Sirius was a problem at a lot of times where I just like couldn't DPS them.
Right.
Maven specifically, Uber Maven was in fucking possible because I wasn't able to get close to DPS the brain because sometimes the puddles would be overlapping too much, and my cyclone just wasn't big enough to fucking get in close enough range to damage them. And yeah, it was fun
Gotta build
until I
AoE,
ran into those problems.
magnified
Yeah, I mean,
effect, build some magnified effect in your,
I
character and
tried,
your
but
tree and
I
everything.
was losing too much for that. Even with magnified effect and stuff, it was. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty I could have solved, but yeah, there's other reasons why I quit the
I
league.
mean,
But the bosses
maybe
are
this is
super
like
fun.
maybe this is talk about a different topic, but or like bring us back to another topic. I want to talk about this because I think it's pretty interesting. Diving deeper into PoE1, I've come to understand a lot of why GG has made certain decisions about PoE2 that seem very simple on the surface, and like, wow, this is way too simple. I don't know. They should make it more complicated. But then I look at PoE1 and I'm like, oh, this is why they did this, because it is so confusing to do this. Because like there's a lot of people in my community. My community is mostly PoE2 community, right? They come in and talk about like how they don't know how to progress their character and like make it tankier or make it stronger. Because like there's 5 different ways to like scale your character's
Way
defenses
more than
and
5.
offenses, that if you're not using at least 3 of the 5, your character's just going to hit a hard ceiling that you're not going to be able to do. It's like, you want to, in PoE2, it's like you want to be more survivable, get more armor, get more energy shield, get more evade, like get more evasion, whatever, right? But like in PoE1, you can't just get more armor or get more evasion. You got to stack that stuff with like fortification. You got to stack it with endurance charges. You got to stack it with like, spell suppression.
Damage
Like you
taken
can't just
as.
use one thing to like scale
Yep.
your defense or offenses. And that like a lot of people get stuck on that. They're like, I don't know. I'm improving my armor constantly, but I still keep dying. Or it's like I'm trying to upgrade my weapon. I feel like I can't upgrade my weapon anymore, but I still feel like I'm doing no damage. And it's like, oh, you got to get like, frenzy charges, and then like, combine that with fortification, and like combine it with this and that. And then maybe like you got to put an influence on your thing to make it so that your magnitude of your physical damage is higher. And then your gloves also be influenced to get another +1 frenzy. Like, it's like there's so many avenues to scale your damage, and like the game has gone power crept to a point where if you're not using these avenues, you're just kind of sinking.
I think that's inevitable for this game to turn into that, though. I think like it's only a matter of years before we're seeing like, tech rod stacking with all these crazy new jewels, with cluster jewels, with like all that stuff. I feel like that's just an inevitability of ARPGs. We're just gonna eventually have all of these layers that
I just
of
hope
new
it's more.
stuff.
I hope it's more explained in the game, as opposed to needing to go. Sorry, guys. To like a YouTube guide to explain. Yeah, you actually need all this stuff on your character, or you're just gonna get one tapped, even in tier 16 maps, right? If you don't have like endurance charges, super high armor, damage taken as, max res, increased max res, and everything, you're just gonna die. I just hope it's explained in game a little bit better. Because there's you just gotta. I don't think anybody would really figure that out in Path of Exile 1, like how to scale all these defenses to be super tanky in T16s, T17s, unless you are a very intelligent person. Honestly, I think you got to do out of game research in PoE, like Wiki or in PoB and everything. I like that in PoE too. You can do everything in game for the most part, except those darn abyssal mods. Those pissed me off.
I think that's eventually going to. I don't know. We'll see. Like you learn a lot of that stuff in a system like Delve. Like whenever you can really push the numbers of your character, like that's where you figure out a lot of the defensive stuff. I'm assuming is like that's just where you have to build the tankiest characters right now is in Delve. So I
Well,
imagine
again,
that's where a
it's
lot of
about
stuff got scienced out.
it's not a I mean, it's not about like where you can find, it's not about like where you get pushed. Like I think what you're saying is like you find a lot about it in Delve because it forces you to actually build your character
Yeah,
tanky. But I'm more talking about, and I think Cal tries more talking about, well, I'm hitting this wall. How do I overcome this wall?
Yeah.
And that's not explained well.
Right.
And you can't figure that out unless you're going to outside resources. So
Yep.
that's what he's more talking about, rather than having the content that pushes you.
Yeah, like
Because,
needing to do it.
you can find the content that pushes you really easily, really quickly.
Right. No, what I'm saying though is that we don't have that content that pushes. Like I just like we're gonna get content that enables GGG to design around harder content, and like we're just eventually pushed towards that through new content. Like right now, there's nothing in the game that GGG is designing those kind of defenses around, but they're coming. I feel like unless unless this is just like the baseline, like hardest hitting stuff we're getting is like Simu 3 type shit or like Arbiter.
No way. No, we'll get more.
But I feel like it's going to get way harder, right? And then from there, it's just like inevitable that.
I think they're still figuring out what they want, like the power ceiling to be and how everything's going to function together. I think there's just going to be big swings every single patch, honestly, until everything's like all the base tools are in the game. The passive tree is fully fleshed out. And then and only then are we going to see like the baseline of what they expect PoE 2 to be. At least that's my hope and desire. Like I hope they keep going hard with all the changes and they don't get stuck on any one thing. And they keep making the big swings, adding these big new features. You know, like they added sprint and stuff like that. Like game changing. I hope they keep doing with that instead of like keeping everything pretty steady, pretty safe.
I think they take lots of big swings for sure. Like I think the removal on the cooldown on weapon swap is like a way bigger change than people like give credit to. Like because a lot of these skills were designed under the understanding that there would be that delay, right? And that just fundamentally changes so many things. The spirit gem change, being able to put multiple spirit gems across all your skills, like those are big fundamental changes that like, yeah, they take swings. And it's hard to predict what swings they'll keep taking. You know, we talk about like all this, like one of the topics today was like what we want from PoE 1 and PoE 2, and there's a lot of stuff that we definitely want, but you know, we also want them to keep trying new shit they haven't tried before, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, support gems. That's not spirit gems. Sorry, I was like trying to think spirit gems. What are you talking
support
about?
gems.
Oh, did I say spirit gems? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. We're long into the podcast. Brain fried. It's 9 p.m.
Good, man.
No worries.
All good.
Yeah.
It's
gonna be a work in progress.
Yeah. One thing from PoE 1 that man, it's the neuron thing, man. Give me those map bonus objectives. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. That's what I want.
Ooga ooga.
Yeah, basically, man. I felt so red when you were saying that, Miso. It was crazy. I was like, that is me.
It's something you can work towards at the very early on, and you don't have to like do that much to actually do it. You don't have to like, you know, go through multiple maps or like try to get like money, like currency to get it.
Maybe it's because I'm a delver that I don't like it, because like to me it's always a chore doing those things, because like it's just like I end up out leveling them, and I'm always like, it's not the first thing I do right away. I know like the Fub Gun video talks about how like one of the first things you do when you hit endgame is just you go through your maps. You always start with the lowest level one, no matter where you're at progressed, and you just checkbox through it. And that's not how I approach it. It always ends up being a tedious chore to me, where it's like, I gotta go get my Atlas points. I don't want to do this shitty yellow map when I'm already, you know, delve 200 or something. So maybe it's just a me thing.
I mean, I think it's just because you don't want a map.
Maybe that's just it. Maybe I just don't like mapping.
Yeah, there it is.
I don't know. I don't hate PoE 2 mapping. It just doesn't have. It just. Yeah. What about you, Miso? What are you dying from PoE 1 for PoE 2?
PoE 1 from like to put PoE 1 move into PoE 2.
Yeah, what is something you're feeling is missing?
I mean, I feel like we talked a lot about it, or we talked about a lot of it. But I think the biggest one that's on the top of my mind right now is just Atlas. Atlas having a much more fleshed out Atlas that you can actually have a strategy, like a farming strategy. I don't want it to like, the nice thing about the PoE 2 Atlas is that, you know, there's like a really nice baseline. For example, like in PoE 1, I feel like if I'm running into a map with an expedition and I don't have expedition spec'd into, there's no point in me running it. Whereas in PoE 2, I'm like,
that's fair.
I have
that's actually a really good point.
it's already fleshed out. Like, yeah, I don't have the tablet, but I'm still getting a good baseline of drops because this tree is filled out. So I'm just gonna go do this expedition real quick, and I have the big bomb too. So it's like I just have to do it once, and then boom, we're done. Whereas in PoE1, I'm just never gonna do it because I don't have it spec'd into. That's what I like about PoE2 Atlas, but again, I do want there to be a little bit more customization and a little bit more like, this is my farming strategy, and I have made my Atlas to be, centered around it. So it's like pushing the floor up, but then also making it so that the ceiling for,
Yeah.
what type of content you want to farm is like customizable.
That's a fair point. I like that.
Me as well.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. How, yeah, and really in PoE1, if it's not something you're spec'd into, it's not like it's a waste of time, but really kind of just blow past it, right? You're not gonna do expedition and all that, and it shows up a lot, because every map has new stuff in it, and
That's why you just
that's a very
exit
good
out
point.
with your tree. Screw it. I'm not specking an expedition. I never want to see it again. There you go. Cool little mechanic.
Yeah,
too.
you can do that. You definitely can do that in
Yeah, the
PoE,
block. Yep.
PoE1.
Yeah, the block.
Yep, you can block them.
Very cool. Love that. Never want to
Cool.
hear the trial master ever. Just done. Ultimatum. Fixed it
Cut 'em
out.
Do you guys think we're gonna get new Breach? PoE2?
I think we're gonna get new Breach. I don't know about the Genesis tree though. As much as I really
I don't think
want
we're
it.
getting any Genesis tree. We're
Yeah.
not getting Genesis
As much
tree.
as I'm saying, please Genesis tree, I think we'll get the new Breach, at least the new way, the new initial Breach mechanic where you have the bar and you're racing the bar to kill the monsters.
Mhm.
I don't know if they'll add the Hive Fortress and the defend mechanic, but I think at least Breach will be updated. I like the variety. I do enjoy that quite a bit. And I mean, if the defend Aelith mechanic, it's not that bad. I like how it's over, like the swarms are coming at you, and some of the blight-like abilities do feel pretty impactful and fun. So I've actually grown. It's grown on me. I initially did not like defend Aelith, but now I'm good with it. So
I am still lukewarm on Defend
You are?
Aelith. I think it's at the very least, it's not rewarding enough for the amount of time it takes. So basically, I only do the regular breach where it opens up, and I do
Oh,
the hives. I don't
okay.
do the Defend Aelith because it takes
Ah.
too long, and
That
it
makes-
doesn't.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
got
doesn't
that
give you
vibe when I
enough
was playing.
rewards for the amount of time you're spending on it. And then the
Got it.
hives, it's like kind of a better. Even though you're taking longer to do it, the rewards itself are a little bit more rewarding. So it makes me feel like I should do them more. So yeah, but at the same time, there is an appreciation for the simplicity of how Breach is, or it was, which I think like the regular opening up Breach still accomplishes. But then the other ones, especially if you're playing like a melee build like I am,
Yeah, that's
you end
what
up
I was
having to
thinking.
think a little bit more. You
Oh,
end up
yeah.
having to be like, okay, I gotta play this whole like. I feel like I'm playing Dota. I'm like looking at the mini map constantly to see where the waves
Oh,
are coming from.
Yep.
Oh,
That's how I would play.
Uh,
That's what I think about when PoE2. Like I think about some of the melee builds in PoE2 having to deal like a big high defense. That sounds really rough. Without like some form of like Herald Prolif, like
Right.
you're good luck defending Alva. Or not
True.
Alva, whatever her name
Aelith.
is.
Aelith, yep.
Aelith.
Yeah.
many A
So
names.
I think there's merit to just like turn your brain off Unga Bunga, but there is some fun to be had with the defense. For me, I still kind of just like the simplicity of Breach. Just like, walking into it opens up, monsters come out,
Yeah.
and you just kill them. So, lukewarm. 50-50. Pros and cons.
Cool. I don't think there's anything we missed. Miso, you have a bull of the week?
Yeah, I do.
boy.
Yeah, this is so my build of the week this week is it might be a same thing, like a new flavor of a same thing, right? But it's a Jelly Ace. He has 68 subscribers, but he has a Mjolnir build. He calls it the budget Mjolnir Gemling Legionnaire. And basically scaling attack speed super high, using Bone Shatter to kind of like get around, but he also uses it to proc his Mjolnir with typical lightning orb,
Wow.
ball lightning plus what is it called? Lightning warp, but then he also has a Mjolnir with double arc on it as well. But it's just cool because it's it's seems pretty dang low budget when I was looking at the ninja, right? It's just Hoa, a bunch of rares. He has an Astra, which this league is pretty dang cheap. His Astra isn't even that amazing. And he's using a constricting command, which is very cheap. No special belt, no nothing. Like just kind of very, very basic equipment. And he has a chiming staff, which you just buy for like an alk or something like that. So it's like a very, very cheap build that seems very
Yeah,
efficient.
this looks cheap.
And just it maps with Sunder, which I'm sure you could probably change to something else, but it's just I like this how cheap it is and how simple it is to get this done. I don't like I haven't
Sunder's
really. Hmm?
Sunder's just really good for these Mjolnir builds. My Mjolnir build used it, and like it's just really good at like long distance enabling your lightning warp. So it's pretty standard.
Yeah, but I don't know what were you using to proc your Mjolnir when you were single
I
targeting.
what was I using? I was using Crown of Eyes instead.
Well, I'm saying like what skill
I
were
was
you using?
using the hammer throw thing at the ground with the molten slam. I forget the name of the skill.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I was
Forge
procking.
hammer.
Because the fissures would spam proc it under bosses.
Yeah,
But
but
this is
one
really
is like
cool.
it's like a nice like zoomy one, right? Because yours probably wasn't moving as quickly as his because
No,
he's
no,
like
no.
respectful to attack speed and everything. Like it seems pretty sick,
This is
pretty
cool.
cool, low budget, right? Just very, very nice.
Do you think Bone Shatter, like these movement speed techs with like Bone Shatter, Tempest Flurry, and stuff, do you think they're going to survive the patch?
I think so. I think
You think
so.
so?
Yeah,
I
think
hope so. Because they're cool. I've had a few Bone Shatter builds that are super fun to move around with, and I don't know why. I'm like nervous it's on the radar for nerfs, but I hope it doesn't get nerfed.
Yeah, hopefully not. We'll see. There's just every single patch with Path of Exile 2, it's just like the game is getting turned upside down.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
how it
no.
works right now.
It's hard to practice right now because it's
Unless you're
just
playing
like
Lightning
why.
Arrow. That's
Yeah, or
been
Edie
strong.
Con. Edie Con's probably safe. Lightning Arrow probably safe.
Do you guys think they'll knock out the Roa? I think Dreamcore has been talking about how they need to delete Roa from game. What is the Roa opinion here? Delete or keep?
I think if they keep it, they need to make every single ranged ability be able to use it and not just bows. But outside of that, I don't think it would do harm to the game to get rid of it. But I think a lot of people would be unhappy. A lot of people would be very unhappy.
Right.
Because it would be.
A lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people that do Roa use the CI cheese that makes it impossible to get knocked off. So, like, if it was a little easier to get knocked
Not,
off, maybe it's
I
slightly
don't.
more balanced, but
I don't think so. Because last league, Lightning Spear, they didn't have the cheese. And you couldn't, and it was even worse. Roa was even worse than what was this league with like, because last league you couldn't recover stun meter unless you got off the Roa. This league you can.
oh
So
yeah. Yeah, Roa's nuts. I don't know. I don't want it to I don't know. I like my Roa build I did, so I don't want Roa like gutted, but that build's probably getting gutted.
I mean, you were
I don't
abusing
know.
a bug for that one. You were doing a bug
Well, even
abuse
with the
for.
bugs, we solved it without the bugs. We got it to where it wasn't taking damage anymore. With
Oh no, I'm talking about the damage, the crit bug.
oh yeah, the
The
malice
Malice
bug. Yeah,
Scepter. Yep.
there's no
Yeah.
fixing that one right now. Hopefully
Yeah,
they just
I don't
if we
know
get a
if it
prism
can.
of belief, if we get a +3 prism of belief for Roa, that means GGG wants the build to live. that's what saves the
Right.
damage. So we get a prism for Roa, but we don't have that. But yeah, I think that I don't know. Roa is a problem. Just because I don't know, like I don't think I like the world where all range skills can use it. I think that's worse. That's like I feel like Roa is just
To make the disparity between melee and range like even higher.
yeah. That's
Like
my
maybe
that
they can
makes
use
me
it as.
feel worse.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with being able to use it with melee either. I think everybody should be able to use it.
Crossbows with a Roa sounds danger.
Oh yeah.
That sounds so fun.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a problem with Roa.
It's hard to balance. It's very hard to balance. I don't know what they can do to make it like strong, but not too strong. Maybe it's like
Right.
you need to like if you want like right now you can just kind of slap Roa on and do nothing, right? And it's just very effective. Maybe it's a thing where like if you want to use Roa, you need to actually spec into it to make it like as good as it is right now. Like, because right now you don't need any investment to make Roa work. Roa is just you have the spirit, boom, you get on it, you're done, you're good.
You just
you're
invest into your
zooming.
character's defenses, and like that makes the Roa better. Like it doesn't.
You don't have
really
to go out
matter.
of your way to do anything to make Roa work. I think
Yeah,
like
I
maybe
agree
it's
with
like you might need to invest. Like maybe it's like the speed of your Roa, or like I don't know, something, whatever. There's something you need to do something to make it so that you can actually, there's a drawback for using it, because right now there's no drawback whatsoever.
Yeah,
I mean, I know people hate drawbacks, but
You need
I think
drawbacks. Come on.
you need drawbacks. You can't
Just
can't
not as
like
pervasive.
have exactly.
Right,
It's like you need to have drawbacks, but you also need the solutions for those drawbacks. It's bad when like you don't have the solutions, or it's like the solution is you need to give up way too much to make up for those drawbacks.
Yeah. I agree with everything you just said.
Good takes.
Indeed, indeed. I'm known for having good takes, It's my middle name.
Right. Keep those PoE2 videos coming.
I'm trying, though they're gonna come to a pause for a little bit, for about probably like a week and a half, because I'll probably still be making some videos in Japan once they start leaking out the
Right.
teasers.
Hope that's a good trip. Have fun.
Thank you. It's funny, Blaze is also going to Japan.
Oh,
He's going to like tomorrow or something like that. He's gonna be
There you go.
It's crazy.
Are you gonna be there at the same time at all?
Yep, we are. But I think he's with his his partner, so I'm not gonna I don't want to intrude upon that. So yeah.
Don't you both live in California anyway? So if you wanted to hang out, you probably could.
Well, I think he's in SoCal, which would be like a 6-7 hour drive for me. So
yeah.
And I thought
Little
Blaze
far.
was Canadian, so now I'm just all confused.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where he lives. I'm just saying, like Cal was saying, he's maybe in.
He might be
California, so I'm like,
Canadian, but I know he lives in California, right? Doesn't he live in California? Maybe I'm completely wrong.
I
I thought
don't
he
know.
hung out with
Let's-
Ahmed and Michael, and aren't they in California?
I'm gonna
Maybe
I'm
I'm
gonna plead the
completely
fifth.
off
I'm not
base.
gonna say anything.
Maybe I'm completely wrong. I might be completely wrong. I'm either right or I'm wrong. It happens a lot on this podcast. But yeah, just so everyone who's watching knows, the next few weeks might be a little bit weird with like the release schedule of the podcast and stuff. Rabbit is going to be back, but again, the next few episodes, Miso's the producer of the podcast. He's the one who does like all the streaming and stuff. I don't know if that means I'll be doing the recordings, or Rabbit or him will be doing it
We'll
from where
work it
he's
out.
at.
But
there might be a little bit hiccups with the production over the next couple of weeks, but everything will get back to. We'll still be doing episodes. That's what's most important.
Yeah, I think, is Rabbit back next episode,
I think so.
or is he still
'cause
gone?
I think we're doing, because next episode is when we're announcing the winners, right? So it's going to be on Friday, right?
Yeah. So he's back next episode, but I will be gone starting then. So there's not going to be live podcasts for the next 2 episodes, but they will all be uploaded as VODs.
Yeah, VODs.
Beautiful. Well, you guys have excellent episodes. It was fun. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out for a longer episode. I figured this one would be shorter, but nope. And we talked plenty. We probably could have talked a lot longer, to be honest. There's a lot to talk about. We really didn't even dive into what we want from 0.4 at all. We just kind of talked about PoE 1 and 2 and what we thought. Yeah, this was really just a yap podcast. It was fun.
Good yap.
I had a lot of fun.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on, Try. We'll bring you back faux show. Any shout outs? What are you going to be doing for 04 and stuff?
I am going to be growing out my beard for Druid and playing a Druid in 0.4 when it launches. I'm very excited. It's going to be the year anniversary of Path of Exile 2, but it's going to be a free-to-play weekend. My wife is laughing at me. I'm going to grow this beard out, and I'm going to play a Druid, okay? It's going to happen. I'll shave it when I die in hardcore on my bear Druid, okay? And yeah, I'm very excited for it. I think GGG has been making sure Druid is perfect for the release, and we're going to find some broken builds and have a good time with the new endgame. That's it.
Miso, what's up with you, man?
I mean, heading to Japan soon. I'll be doing IRL streams there. So if you want to check me out, like, for some IRL Japan fun, come hang out. It'll be probably around my usual streaming time though. So anybody who lives a normal, I guess, lifestyle might not be able to tune in. But or if you are living in a different time zone, you will be able to tune in, So, but yeah, we're gonna be in Japan for a little bit. Gonna be a lot of fun doing IRL streams. But other than that, Twitch.tv MisoxShiru, YouTube MisoxShiru. That's where you find me.
Yeah, just a reminder that you have, I think, 6 days to submit for the Raid Class World Tour. It is our little hideout competition, and yeah, I have no idea how many people are going to submit. The deadline is in like 5 days, and I'm sure people are like cooking up until the last minute. So I'm sure we're going to get like a lot of submissions last minute. But right now there hasn't been many. So if you're like I don't think I'll win. Who knows? Maybe just spend an afternoon messing around on the hideout and give it a submit. You have a reasonably good chance of potentially winning. So thanks for Mobilex for sponsoring that event, and yeah, hopefully it's a lot of fun when we showcase the hideouts that win next week. I believe that's the Friday where that will be announcing those winners. Maybe the VOD now goes live the next day, but
yeah, I think it goes live the 21st is the plan. It'll be announced on the 21st.
So something like that, yeah. But for me, just at some point soon, I'll start making PoE2 content whenever we start getting the ticklings from GGG. But yeah, until then, I'll just be back on the podcast every week. So, yep, that's it for me. And thanks again, Try, for coming on. See you guys next week. Bye.
Bye. Awesome outro.
Boom.
Okay.
All right.
All in unison.
I always end with a bye. I was shocked when I looked down at the time and it was over 2 hours. Like I don't know. I just completely lost track of time at some point there.
We were
having a good time.
Yapping. Yeah.
I was completely I was shocked when I was like, oh shit, I hope Try's not like pressed for bedtime soon.
No, it's okay. I'm all good. I still have to go on my run and do leg day. So
ooh,
hell yeah. I'm just now at the point where I can start walking again. So
wait, what happened?
That's been nice.
What?
I was working out too much and I strained a leg and to a point where I was walking around with a cane for a while, and I'm now at the point where I can move again. So
crap, dude. Wow.
Yeah, there's just an injury I never let get better because I'm stupid. And then one day I lifted myself onto my bed with my injured leg, and it just it felt like I pulled something, and I could not walk for it's been like 3 weeks, I think, a month maybe.
Oh, yikes!
But now I'm good to where I might be going to the gym again soon. Yay!
Yeah, very cool.
Well, I need to go soon.
Oh,
so,
sorry.
I'm gonna no worries. I'm gonna raid us on over to 787 Prada. But I mean, you guys can continue talking on Discord or whatever. But yeah, I need to go. I had a arrangement. So chat.
Right, sorry,
thank you, Megan. Thank you for watching. I'll see y'all later.
See you, Cal. See you, Miso. Bye-bye. All right, guys. Podcast end. Cut. There we are. And I'll put chat back on. Rostagma. Who's this? Is this one of my friends in my chat? Did you guys enjoy that podcast? Yay? Nay? Put chat back on. Goodbye. All right. Great podcast. Oh, excellent. All right, let's see right here. Let me stop the collab. How do I stop the collab? There it is. Leave collab. Yes, leave collab. All right, I'm out. I didn't answer any chat question. Well, bro, what do you mean? I'm going to interrupt my co-podcasters and answer chat questions? What's going on? I'm here to chat now. What are your burning questions? Let me know. Oh, did I not do my Twitter post? Did I not? I didn't post it? Oh, I didn't post my go live post. Okay, well, oopsie daisy. Ultra Turk, thanks for the 6 months, man. I appreciate it. Score win. I also saw you. Thank you for the 24 months at tier 1. Oh my god. 24 months at T1. And Blaze, thanks for 6 months at T1, man. Appreciate it. Also love playing Cleave of Rage Glad for 2 leagues in a row. Dude, what? Necro? You kept going? Cleave of Rage? I can't do that on a live podcast, guys. I can't chat to chat while I'm chatting in a podcast. Oh, all right. I think I'm going to show off my Path of Exile 1 build really quick here. You guys can see how incredible it is. All right, let's swap to Path of Exile 1. Go. Briefly. Okay, real question. When talking about topping out characters too fast in PoE 2, is it because your friends are Trade League? Because SSF is much slower, in my opinion. Oh, yeah. SSF is way slower. Dude, PoE 2 is actually crazy grindy. I think Path of Exile 2, you got to grind way more as opposed to Path of Exile 1, especially with this current Genesis tree. So, yeah, they're trade, and I'm trade as well. I went as far as I could in PoE 2, not trading, but I ended up trading a little bit. So... I mean, I think it took, what, 80 hours for me to get to the end in PoE 2? Not sure if it is just me, but in PoE 1, it feels like you were playing a skill. In PoE 2, it feels like you were playing a character who happens to use the skill. Am I crazy, or does anyone else feel that way? Okay, well, in Path of Exile 1, you definitely feel the skill. Way more. Path of Exile 2, you feel like you're a character. Okay, I've only played 4 skills through to endgame. I don't think I agree with that. I played Tempest Flurry, Ice Strike, and Lightning Spear, or whatever it's called. And I've felt those skills they have quite different impacts. Maybe it's because you use a wider variety of skills in PoE 2. For example, with like my monks, I always used the leaps, the fist skills, the bell. You also have the dodge button that you're constantly using. Now you have the sprint. Like, you feel just more active in PoE 2, I guess, as opposed to PoE 1. Whereas in PoE 1, as we're about to see, we're just blasting. I don't know. Maybe that's more so you're more so playing a character as opposed to just a single skill. I guess I kind of see that. Thinking on it now, I think I kind of see that. What I mean is that I am more in touch with the character and I did any more with it rather than just a single skill. Ah, right. Yes. Yes, I do understand what you're saying. Hey, Alex. Maybe that means your Ascendancy is more impactful in PoE 2. I don't feel like Ascendancy is more impactful in PoE 2. I think PoE 1 Ascendancy is way more impactful. 50-50 podcast. All right, here, guys. We're just going to do one map. Roaming bosses that hunt the player would be cool to add to the end game. Like, they roam the Atlas and they're like surprise encounters. That would actually be kind of cool. All right, dudes. We're going to do one map. I'm going to show you my character. All right, here we are. Here's my boy. Okay, it appears that textures are not loading. Okay, did you guys see that this guy does the glasses adjustment like Jonathan? This is what I'm talking about. Watch the glasses. Oh, you guys can't see. Oh, crap. Did you guys see? Oh, did I block it? He adjusts his glasses like this. The Jonathan meme. It's so good. Is he going to do it again? Come on. Do it again. Do it again. Come on. Come on, Jonathan guy. Come on, Mr. Rogers. Do it again. Come on. All right, we'll wait for 5 more seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, he's not doing it. His glasses aren't falling. How unfortunate. Oh, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. Ah, there he is. He does it with his middle finger. There we go. Look. Why do I favor the Greeks in my videos? I think they're the easiest to play in Age of Mythology. I just feel like they're very basic. I think that's why I favor them. All right, guys, we are going to do this map right here. All right. 80% quant. My last map, you know, nothing really. All right. I still use Wisdom Scrolls, you guys. Is that crazy? All right. Here we go. One map. Watch my power. Dude, I said I was doing T17 maps. I didn't say I beat the T17 maps. I may have failed 2 T17s today. I mean yesterday. I failed a fortress and I failed a sanctuary. All right, we have less res in this map. So I'm probably gonna get absolute. Oh my god. Did I add Ellie Reflect onto my rings? I just replaced my rings. No, I don't have any Ellie Reflect. How did I just die right there? I literally don't know how I died, okay? I'm just being honest. Like, my character, I don't really die that much. What is doing so much damage to me? What is... Guys, I literally don't know what's killing me. Is it the impale chance? Let's get rid of the delirium encounter. Did I like unequip something? Is it really just the max res? Minus 20% or 13% max res is doing that much? No, I don't think I'm doing any elemental damage. Do you guys see that? I'm literally dying to the first 2 packs. What is... Okay, I'm literally confused. Who said it first? Who said it first? Yeah, it's Combust. It's Infernal Cry. Oh my god. It's the Reflect Ellie. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god. Oh, I'm like, how? I'm just killing myself. I'm just instigating blast. I don't know why I'm getting blasted. I haven't been blasted. It's the Reflect elemental damage. I haven't done. Look. I can get popped by these guys. I must not have done one since I added Combust to my little rotation. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for help. I would not have been able to fix that. I actually can't believe that's what it was. That's crazy. I would have been stuck attempting to figure this out forever. See? That's why PoE 1 is great, you guys. Because of all these little things that can constantly be happening. Still kind of insane, though. Like, really? That's crazy that that was actually happening. It's a very fun build. I'm not gonna lie, and I've beefed up everything to a tremendous degree at this point. The podcast went great. I was just gonna do one Path of Exile 1 map to show off how cool my build was, and I ended up getting my arse absolutely handed to me. So that went So great. So great. My build is actually trash, guys. This is how every map goes. I just lucked out. Or I thought I was going to luck out and be able to show you guys how amazing I am. How amazing all this is. But instead, disaster. Seriously, though, it's a very fun build. I was doing regular Ground Slam for a very long time. And then I swapped to Ground Slam of Earthshaking like literally 2 days ago. I can't believe I hadn't been doing Ground Slam of Earthshaking this entire time. The angle is way, way better. Like, it's crazy how strong slams are. Also, I got a Syndicate medallion and made a tremendous amount of money. Safe houses, not only are they excellent in terms of XP, but they're so profitable if you luck out a little bit. All right, we're going to get a new breach, guys. You ready? Here we go. It's a pretty tight space, though. Like, look how messy the screen is, guys. Where is the visual clarity, guys? All right, here we go. Oh, I thought I got it. I didn't get it. Oh, am I not going to get it, guys? Uh-oh. There we go, right here. There we go. All right, watch. If it's the rare mobs, I'm just like going to one-shot them. It's crazy. Look how much damage I do. It's just... I've never done this much damage on a build ever. Just one-shotting super juiced rares. It's just insanity. I'm not invested. I just activated it for the challenge. I gotta really tighten down on my loot filter. I'm just realizing it now because I'm like, wow, you guys are probably seeing way too much crap on screen. But I've not really cared. Oh no, I've not finished 40 challenges. I'm at 13 and on the verge of completing like 4 probably tonight. And then the others are pretty dang close. Wow, a reflecting mist. I've actually got like 3 reflecting mists so far. They're all pretty terrible, unfortunately. I wish you could insert your own item into the reflecting mist. That would be way better in my opinion. Maybe it would be too powerful. We're not gonna take either of those. But my league is going really well. Yeah, I almost just one-shot this boss. It's crazy. Oh, we got a nice synthesized map. Okay. Cast Undeath Portal, especially for breaches. You can, but it's itemized. When you click Reflect, it has a chance to drop an item, which allows you to use your own. I had no idea, dude. Score win. Wow. I had no clue. We'll do this really quick. A little bit of redemption, and we can re-equip Infernal Cry. So. Only have 2 Void Stones so far, going for 3. Which one do you go for first? Do you go for Maven or Uber Elder? I got Maven last night. I could try Uber Elder on... Oh no, I haven't done Shaper yet. I haven't been lucky enough. I wonder how expensive the maps are for the Shaper Guardians. Because I could do the formed invitation, I guess, on stream. Exarch, Eater. Oh. Oh. Just in case this doesn't go as planned. Let's see, how quick can I kill? Oh, goodness. I don't really know these bosses very well. I think I've only done one of the, or no, I've done one other. We'll clear this because it's really fast. Gives a lot of XP if I stop dying. And it gives a ton of gold. Not that I need gold anymore. Yeah, I love that hideout decoration that tracks all the gold. It's so cool. But I didn't have it on at the start of the league, obviously, because it was a drop. So I didn't get to track a lot of stuff. All right. Oh. So just a little bit of PoE1. Just a tiny little bit. All right, we're going to do the same thing. What is it? Yeah, we'll raid y'all on over to Prada on Twitch. Everybody else, thank you so much for watching tonight. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you're on YouTube, go ahead, like the video. It helps a lot. If you watch the VOD, leave a comment. Be back in a few days for some more Path of Exile 2, some Path of Exile 1 stuff, I am sure, and some Claire Obscure music, as always. All right, guys, have a wonderful night. Hope you get good sleep. I'll chat with you later. Bye.